Oh my gosh, the stream is okay. Well, I guess we're live now, but oh, we're having massive dropped frames. Even worse than it was before when I reset the adapter. What's going on? One second. It's been happening a lot lately. Last stream was apparently also a nightmare.
Yeah, it's at least going now.
Yeah.
Twitch is buffering more, but
YouTube's not doing too bad, it looks like. Even though it says it says here on Streamlabs that I've lost 64% of frames. But it doesn't look bad on YouTube's end, so I don't know what's going on. Alright, well, I don't know what happened. Internet's just been weird. To be fair, Washington is currently experiencing historic flooding and rainfall. So there's a good chance that something might happen during stream. Who knows? We're not in a particularly at-risk area, but still.
You saying that like you're planning an event for the stream.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out. There's a chance that something may be coming.
Our ceiling just collapses in.
What the heck? Don't say that.
We're fine. It's not gonna be that bad. More of our power may just go out.
First I get in trouble for jinxing it. Now you try to jinx it.
You already jinxed it. I cannot jinx it again.
Yes, you can.
I'm
You can double jinx.
Yeah.
You can double jinx. Don't put
You're-
the blame on the women,
You're
Cameron.
the bad luck gamer.
Sexist.
No, if you say it enough, then it comes back around where it becomes predictable to have it happen. So then it won't happen because you're expecting it.
Anyway, this is the session 0 for Empire's Fall, our first Anima campaign in this setting that I've been developing, which I didn't get to say last time, so I get to give this advice again. In the Discord under the Google Docs Anima stuff, there is a Google Doc for all the Anima role changes and stuff like that. So make sure you guys check in on that. I still got to add some stuff. It's been a bit of a nightmare. My daughter has had a wacky sleep schedule, so I've had almost no time to do anything recently. But there are some real changes in there. But yeah.
Is this counting or is these just your changes, or are these the additional ones from the exit?
Those are all just my changes.
Okay.
So any final rulings on anything should appear in the Google Doc. But yeah, so last time we were all here after the one shot, we were talking about what kind of campaign you guys wanted to do, and you guys pretty much almost unanimously voted for the societal collapse after the Wild March. The individual walled cities start falling apart as many of their outside resources get cut off. And so you guys are starting off ground zero of a city. Well, not quite ground zero. It's a few months after the Wild March started, and it's at this point when things are going to start getting progressively worse in the city. And the city you guys are in is called Deluxe, which means God's light. And Deluxe is one of the better known cities in the Empire due to the fact that it was built. Each of these cities were built by the Apostles of Abel. And this one in particularly was built just like a little south of the Lucille Mountains, which is a very like ore and mineral rich mountain range. And so this city has benefited very greatly from a massive production industry, and not only that, but luxury resources, as well as they have access to like gemstones and such that many of the other cities don't have access to. And
would you say that living in this city is pretty deluxe?
well, funny enough, in this world, the term deluxe, representing something of like extreme quality or extra luxurious, comes from the fact that it comes from Deluxe, the city. And so they just marketed it and shortened it up. So now deluxe products are representative of a high quality, but also are pretty much from this city here.
That counts as a pun, Cam, that you made. You made it canon.
It's not a pun.
It's effectively a pun.
It's not a pun.
Outside of
effectively
world,
a
it's a
pun.
pun.
It's a pun.
It's not a pun.
It's a pun.
Deluxe is the actual Latin term for God's light.
And does Latin exist in this world?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
the language
What
you
the
speak.
fuck? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, your standard language is Latin instead of English, like where you normally see in most games.
What the fuck?
And this is also a setting where you can say Jesus Christ and it'll be lore accurate. It's fine.
Well,
Yep.
you say Christ.
Abel
It's
Christ.
technically Abel, yeah.
His name's Abel, but you can say Christ. Like, that is
Yeah,
totally
you say
good.
Christ, yeah. But yeah, and due to its overall prosperity, and this was by the apostle. Where is it's like Joachim?
That's not one of the apostles.
It is in this world.
In this world, yeah. I was going through. Do I know the names of all 12 apostles top of my head?
Apostle. Yep, it's Joachim, which is spelled. I'm just gonna copy paste it here. Why? Whatever. Joachim. But yeah, so the 11 walled cities were each founded by the apostles of Abel, and Joachim, in his wisdom, built this near an ore-rich mountain range, which was a much greater advantage than even he could have predicted, as it allowed the city to build up and much faster than many of the other walled cities. And the only city larger in the world currently is Archangel, which is the capital. Which is the capital of the empire itself. And even then, it's in great contention which of the two cities are larger, because, well, Archangel has the largest population and covers a really decent size of territory. Deluxe has one of the only walled forests in the world. So there's actually a nice massive forest / park in this city. And Deluxe has always had this high level of respect for art, culture, and it was almost in their hubris as they started to expand. It was one of the first cities to really industrialize, but well into the industrial era, not long before the current era, the more modern era. The city went through kind of like a change up where they wanted to make the city, nice to live in and not have a bunch of smog around. So what did they do? They moved all their factories to the out of wall mining facilities. So they would go in, mine, and deliver the ore directly to factories near the mountain range. And that has worked well enough for the last like 50 years. As heavy imperial military standards, especially because this is now like the iron heart of the empire, where most of the workable iron and other ores comes from, was all like out of wall, all in these military defended, tanks and guns, similar to how Iron Fingers Bay was protected out by the mountain range. So the city now doesn't have any smog, doesn't have any factories. Everyone kind of lives this kind of whimsical lifestyle of aspiring to things like the arts, or there's a very strong like gentlemen's dueling clubs here in Deluxe, as well as even some old-timey knight orders that still persist to this day, though they're kind of more like the stonemasons kind of deal. But after the Wild March, funny enough, all of those out-of-wall facilities are now almost inaccessible, and your characters will have heard that some stone-like dragon that can swim through earth and stone as if it was water has been attacking and almost like defending or claiming the territory of these facilities as its domain.
I want to tame it. I'm gonna tame it.
Goal.
I'm gonna tame it.
We have to get there. I need to rob the Freemasons blind. I need their shit. They got hidden stuff in there, I bet.
I'm gonna tame it.
Well, the
You can
Freemasons
tame
are
it. I want
probably in the city rather than
Their
facilities.
buildings are out there, and I bet they didn't remove all their cool stuff.
Well, the Knight Orders are like the Freemasons. There's no Freemason order necessarily.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna rob them though.
But yeah, so the city, whose main like lifeline has always been its industrial like foundries and stuff like that, has had that cut off. And since the Zeppelins have been at this point grounded due to aerial interference, the city is kind of in a bad spot, especially because agriculturally speaking, Deluxe has always kind of eschewed the farmer's lifestyle. They don't have a lot of agricultural facilities within their walls, especially outside their walls, because they had so much financial ability to just buy and import food that they never needed to consider it before. If this was a Civ type game or a 4X type game, they just hard went into like money and commerce and were like, I'll just buy food stockpiles.
They had enough raw materials where it was just more cost effective to build another factory rather than a farm.
Pretty much. And that's been very bad. The city has had a decent amount of food storage, and at least at the current point where you guys are starting, it's not bad yet. But food prices are starting to climb up day by day, it feels like. So the theme for this campaign is, what do you guys do? if you guys do nothing, your characters will inevitably die just due to society collapsing around them.
20 sessions of us just hanging out, drinking beer, and society collapses.
We show up and go, guys, we're all in agreement. The world's fucked, right? We're done for. Let's go out with a bang. Best party ever.
I mean, to be fair, right? That's an interesting story in itself. What do you do when you just kind of, I dropped the word. When you just kind of like resolve yourself to die in a blazing ball of glory. But whatever it is, this is a campaign you guys wanted to be in. So you guys get to decide what you do. Maybe you guys do go a debauchery route. Just try to do the sickest, coolest thing you can do before you die. I doubt that's what most of the characters that I've heard already be designed for would want to do, but you know, whatever.
I'll make a party character. Don't make me change right now.
No, you can just make your current character twerk. Just have him do it.
No.
I'm imagining him twerking right now.
He can't. He is so weighed down with armor. He can hardly lift it now.
Oh. Yeah, just a sad twerk.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a good one.
He throws it back one single time. You all hear an audible crack as his back snaps from the weight of the armor and his unnatural posture, and he falls to the ground.
So, all that in mind, now you have a little bit more context for your characters, and I've already envisioned how I want the campaign to start, but now you guys get to talk with each other about your characters, and I kind of have some questions to ask yourselves about your characters that will help kind of the character development stuff. And before I kind of cut you guys loose to chat and do whatever, I want to ask, do you guys want a NPC to kind of act as your anchor? Like, I know in a lot of games it's always hard because there's not a character that's really like the leader, really, or isn't a good leader, or a player who just doesn't like being the leader and like dictating what the group does or doesn't do. And so for you guys, I can always just make like the idea man kind of character, or the character, or an NPC of your specifications, who has a plan that you guys can then follow, you know. Because that's one of the hardest things is in this kind of campaign, it can go any kind of way. So unless the player is feeling particularly ambitious.
I mean, I like the idea, if anything, at least seeing like a session or two, how the party like exactly flows together, because there's always those moments where we can all go like, I don't know, and then it falls in and it fits really well. But if it's like a session or two and it's like, ah, damn, yeah, that NPC would be super helpful, I think that wouldn't be a bad call.
Yeah. Also, we all know that if we say yes to this NPC, Cam's going to make him betray us eventually, right? He's going to stab us in the back.
Society's
Exactly.
He's going to want our money.
Yeah, but
He's
see,
the
by that
cause
point
of
in the
that.
story, you guys have already been given enough of a heading where I can cut them free.
No.
It's such a good
I don't
idea,
wanna be
Booter. Thank you
betrayed.
for it. Now
I
I'm gonna
don't
betray
want to
you
be
guys.
betrayed. Fuck off. I don't want this NPC.
The moment we show any sign of initiative on our own, we're done for. Cam goes, this NPC is no longer necessary for the story.
I don't want to play with you anymore. They drop the DM NPC.
One of the recurring memes where it's just a meme within a meme where Cam's going, I don't want to play with you anymore to the NPC, but the NPC's doing the I don't want to play with you anymore meme to us.
Yeah.
It's just a chain. It's like a layer.
Though, some of my goals as your GM for this upcoming campaign is, one, I'm going to do my best in storytelling to make you guys invested and interested in the world. There's going to be lots of interesting things. There's going to be lots of exploration that you guys can do that will have lots of rewards behind it. And not only that, but I want to make NPCs valuable to you is another one of my goals. Whether they're NPCs you choose or I choose, I'm going to be doing my best to make interesting stories for you guys. And I'm going to be doing my best to storytell my butt off to make this a fun game. So it'll be like the Rosencrantz arc, only a whole city and a whole campaign. Which is only relevant to half the party, but you know.
Don't suppose there's a chance we come across Radovan in this universe?
Maybe.
Is Radovan gonna be the DM NPC if we say yes?
No, but you know what's funny is I was thinking of describing to you guys, you know, like Radovan, how Radovan was in your game. That's kind of the anchor NPC I was talking about. Because Radovan had a plan, and he kind of guided you guys to your individual like story points. And so that's the kind of character I mean roughly as an anchor NPC, where, you know,
Yeah.
it just it because I know for some players it's better to just have a direction, to be pointed in a direction and be told, okay, now solve this specific problem with your creativity versus finding a problem to solve with your creativity. Am I high-pitched? It might just be Twitch.
Yeah, we're not hearing you high pitch.
I also don't hear it listening to your stream, so it
Are you
might be a
listening
connection thing.
On Twitch or YouTube?
That was on Twitch. I
Okay.
just briefly
then.
listened. You sounded the exact same.
And yeah, it must be on Devin's end then. But yeah, so now talk about your characters, because you guys need to, one, consider your characters to be early in your journey. You know, the whole point of starting this campaign level 1, even though I typically like to start Anima games at level 3 just because you have access to more stuff, is I want to see your guys' progress through to like levels to kind of match the pace of the city, you know. Like, things are now just starting to go bad for the city.
Who wants to go first?
You do.
All right. So, my guy is presumably, unless Alicia wants to make the role now, the only non-human. In fact, he is a Sylvain. Deluxe is 2 words.
Yep. Well, God's Light is 2 words.
Yeah, but place names often combine words. I am basically playing an armored knight, like a paladin sort of, but pretty low magic. The vibe I'm sort of going for with my guy is like a gritty, realistic fantasy type of character. He realistically is sort of an off tank. He has a good health pool, but that's about it, and good armor. He's got naturey stuff if we need that. His whole deal is that he is not from a city. He by the time we start the campaign, he's probably only been in the city for like a week or so. Because he was powerful enough to survive outside of the walls back before everything went wrong, and he suspiciously started losing his power. And he decided that once it looked like his power was really draining fast, he should get to a city before he no longer has the ability to protect himself outside of one. And now he's sort of on the same level as everybody else, which poses a problem because his connection to his goddess, who is fading now, is what's currently keeping him alive. So if he fully loses that connection, he will die very quickly. So his main goal is going to be figuring out what's wrong with his goddess and trying to fix that. But it's likely connected to the overall issues that everyone's facing, at least in some way. Anyone got questions? Anything I missed?
Nothing that's coming to mind for me, at least. Not yet. And I'm sure as we figure out every other character, I'll have more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And perhaps the most important thing, he is so hot. He's got a 10 in appearance.
Bro, get in
Damn.
line.
What's your appearance, huh?
10.
We've
the
been over
third
this
time I
already.
told you.
But do you have the allure of being an elf boy?
No, I'm just buff
Exactly.
rich.
Yeah. Are you a silver fox?
I'm 30.
Oh my god, get this man out of here.
I mean, to
Wait,
be
are
fair,
we all hot?
my guy's kind of like, he's probably looks around 30-ish.
Oh.
I don't know. Nowadays, no, I'm changing it because he's losing his power, so his lifespan is sort of going with it. So he's probably like 40s in appearance.
Make him old.
I mean, he is extremely old.
Make him look old.
Nah. He might be a little older than 40s in appearance. We'll see how I feel when we start. What's your appearance, Alicia?
Sorry,
Wait.
Kitty's in the way.
Roll D10.
Okay.
I thought
One
you
moment.
did already because you were saying, "Are we all hot?"
Oh no, I was just wondering if we're all hot.
I don't know.
To roll and find out. D10 right now on the spot.
Wait, I'm trying to find my dice. Wait, I've rolled 20 up. What am I doing?
I was confused for a moment, but I was like, I don't know.
Oh,
Okay, so we are not all hot.
Oh no.
Well, okay. By the rules, you can't be lower than a 4, so I
3.
think you have to re-roll.
It's 3.
Is it
Yeah.
3?
Okay.
Yeah.
let me try it.
You also are allowed to freely take appearance.
The dice are saying no.
I think you have to take the disadvantage now.
Okay, so there is the unattractive disadvantage.
I think you have to take
You
it.
have to, yeah. So you have to be above a 7 in attractiveness to take it. But if you just keep getting 1s, I think you deserve it because it only brings you down to a 2. So this is even worse.
Anyway, re-roll.
Okay. Oh my god, finally.
That's literally as low as you could get.
Oof.
Your
Poor-
dice
poor
roll.
guy.
Fuck, fine, I guess. Here. Just got fed up.
I think roll 20 got mad at me because I decided to not use it first.
I'm scared
True.
to roll my appearance. I'm gonna wait a bit.
Nah,
You'll
you
let
gotta
the
do
bad
it.
juju settle first.
Go for it now, you coward.
Do it. Go
Yeah,
for
I
it.
am. I'm a coward. You can't. My will remain strong. I'm not gonna do it. Fuck
You can't. You
Suzanne,
can't
have
roll
you rolled
worse
your
than I
appearance?
did.
What did you say, Peter?
Suzanne, have you rolled your appearance?
I have not, but even no matter what I roll, I think I'm still going to stick with the idea of up for interpretation because, to be fair, I made Sasha to be an average-looking character, and Cam made him hot.
Listen, when you got a vibe, you got a vibe. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, not bad.
alright.
it's fine.
We can't all be pretty in this party. It looks
I
suspicious.
mean, look at Alicia.
I'm the fucking best.
Slug can't roll below a 9 for appearance.
I only roll hot characters.
It's okay. What my character lacks in looks, he makes up for in personality.
Who told you that?
That they were ugly. Also, roll for us a D100, Alicia.
Oh my god, you can be a non-human.
Oh,
Do you want to be?
Interesting.
You could.
sure.
There's some fun
Dang.
in humans.
Alicia and me being non-humans, but being on the exact opposite ends of the hotness spectrum.
I mean, you could go vampire, Alicia.
That would be funny.
Go full Nosferatu.
Well, Vitala do get a boost to strength. So that would work if you want to be a tank.
Oh.
Well, I think they get certain boosts if it's nighttime.
If it's nighttime, yeah, they do get a disadvantage if they're in light. But I think that's also going to depend on the weather. But most Vitala pretty much tend to have a nocturnal life.
So I
Alright,
will say
Nocturnal campaign.
Okay, wait, just for funsies, I'm gonna let y'all know. I have a severe phobia of the night sky.
True.
Okay.
Well, skill issue.
A little bit.
Would be funny to have a nocturnal character and a absolutely not nocturnal character.
You won't catch my ass around sundown. You'll have to find me.
I will say, the church and the Inquisition have heavy presence in the setting, and they specifically hate magic or magic appearing things and non-humans. So
Yeah.
if you do choose to play a non-human character, just know that if the Inquisition finds out, they will try to kill you.
And they are scary. They can do it and they will.
But yeah, so something to consider. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for your first Anima character, but who listens to recommendations for first characters and
I did it. Are you a
TTRPGs?
coward, Alicia?
That's a good
Why
question.
would you listen to Cameron?
Mostly because these other races have level modifiers and sometimes XP penalties in addition. So
Yeah, I am never gonna level up.
you take slower to level than everyone else. You do get a lot of bonuses though.
Yeah. For example, Alicia, my level right now I'm level 1, but to level up to the next level, I have to level as if I'm level 3. So leveling to level 4, but it will still only get me to level 2, and also I get 3 less experience every session.
It doesn't seem like a lot, but as you progress, you will notice a difference, even with all of the awards we give out for XP.
Yeah.
But if you are curious about some of the races, I believe there's some in the core book. There's also 3 additional ones in the Those That Walk Among Us book.
Okay. I'll have to look. I'm a little bit scared playing a non-human, but I kind of want to.
It's the thing of like if you have a fun concept that works for it, feel free. But like you're not losing anything by just going human, because it's just you're human. It's the base state. But if you have a sick idea that requires it, then like the option's open.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did it because my character was like pretty heavily reliant on the fact that he's still alive thousands of years later.
Even though we've kind of already made it because it's of your goddess's connection, but you know,
It became irrelevant.
it's fine. It's whatever. It gives your
Yeah,
character
it's
more of
fine.
an interesting air. And then any player, despite the race role, can play a Nephilim, which Nephilim are just humans who are like otherkin. They have the spirit of these other races in them, giving them some benefits.
They're elf passing.
Yeah, not elf passing, no. They're like otherkin. They're like, in another life I was an elf. But they do get some minor benefits. But
Yep, and all of the lost races and full races that aren't mentioned, they do have a Nephilim section in those as well.
yeah.
Okay. Oh god, I'm dying.
And if you're a Nephilim, you don't really have to worry about it unless you do something that, you know, actively that the church finds not good. Like if you're a Gianni and you steal a person's face.
Ah,
Probably.
that makes
Whoa.
sense.
That's completely normal behavior.
It's so normal. It's aggressively normal.
They wanted me to be a human, and now all of a sudden, becoming a human is such a bad thing.
But yeah, so who wants to talk about their character next?
I guess I'll go next since my character's kind of working with Booter's character. I still have yet to come up with a name for her, but I am playing a young wizard girl, or a mid-30s wizard woman who has defected from the Order of Yetta. She has more of like an acrobat performer kind of appearance in terms of her outfit. She tends to take on more like a mentor role to those she travels with, more of like keeping an eye on them. She also has a bad habit of indulging in liquor and cigarettes to just kind of deal with the pain of everyday life. Before the Wild March, afterwards it just became more proficient. That's what I have for her. I can flesh her out more as I learn about others.
I can describe my boy real quick then.
Okay.
Yeah. I am playing Dr. Benjamin Hawthorne. He is an astrophysicist at a prestigious university near in this town. I don't know the name of it. That we'd have to come up with that. He is a famous man. He's written 3 best-selling books and a bunch of others. The 2 I definitely know, I have titled are What is the Meaning of Life and More, Answered Through Astrophysics, and The Universe and You. A lot of books like that. He's well off. He's pretty famous. But a month ago, he had a really bad mental breakdown and completely withdrew from all public life, and no one's really seen him for a month. Except he pops up at like fun little parties and gatherings. And every once in a while he's at the university, but it's not been going the greatest for him. And the whole big thing is he is going very hard, like eldritch horror protagonist, and he's also a martial artist. He's been doing that since like high school. He's been doing it for a long time. Looks are deceiving. He has a 10 strength, so like don't get it twisted. He's not just like a scrawny nerd. He can kick your ass. Which was a thing I kind of wanted to ask Cam, because I was looking through the martial arts, working, building up. What I want to build for in the advanced martial arts requires either Shotokan or Muay Thai. Can I have my martial art be kickboxing? Because technically kickboxing was developed from both of those martial arts. And it's the one I'm more familiar with.
I mean, you can call it whatever you want.
Hell yeah.
It's Anima. Everything is flexible. The number you're literally making a key martial art essentially about cosmic powers, even though that's definitely not what the game or that's not what key is. So
You think the developers didn't have that in mind when they were making Key?
The reason I'm layering it this way, because real break was because he essentially saw an eldritch being, some otherworldly being, and it gained him some insight, but with some cost. And the insight essentially awakened his key, and the meth witch, because it's like, it's cosmic in nature, and then key is a very internal thing. The powers generated from you as a I personally really like the idea of Key with Anima. Key is still a very mental process, and he is able to do his powers because he understands the math and physics behind what he's doing. But yeah, he is I have all like good fun physical stats. He's very fun. Any controversies in the limelight yet? Everyone's like, oh yeah, he's ago. There was a big write-up report of him being dragged out of his home, kicking and screaming, ranting and raving. So yeah, that's all public, and because of the fame rules, which I think I have up, he has a fame value of 4, which means he is famous. So like most people have heard of him. And I also wanted to take that that disadvantage you put in, Cam. What was it? Noticeable?
Yeah, I have that one.
Hard to miss. That's
Hard
it.
to
I wanted
miss
to do
that
hard
one,
to
yeah.
miss. Yeah.
One.
Hard to miss. That's
Hard
it.
to
I wanted
miss
to do
that
hard
one,
to
yeah.
miss. Yeah. Because like that is gonna be fun. The other one though, I wanna key this one up with you because it's important. I was looking at Damned from the GM kit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know you said you want exactly what I want. So I was thinking of Damned, because Damned is like, there's 1 and 2, and 2 is the one where it's like, well, you're fated to die. 1 is like, there's a tangible thing of the universe, you're cursed in some way, there's misfortune happening to you, and it was me opening up a mechanical aspect for you to do that to me.
Mm-hmm. Funny enough that you mentioned that, because I have been thinking about this, because one of my goals with your character is just to make you say in character, in person, as many insane sounding things if you have 0 context as possible.
Yes, that's what I want.
That's going to relate. So typically when it comes to like Lovecraftian horror and eldritch horror of that variety, it's usually something innocuous that is dangerous in a way. You said, you looked into the abyss and the abyss looked back, kind of thing. Only
Quite
space.
literally.
But what is it the concept of the night sky or the concept of being perceived?
Being
That's
perceived.
Okay.
He has the physical sensation of being watched when he is outside in the night sky, and only I can see it, but I'm not crazy. Don't believe I'm insane. But he can see where the eye in space, as like a new star in the sky, is directly moving to get a direct line of sight on him. So like he can see it. It's right there. No one else can see it, but I can. That type of thing.
Because one of the many possible methods I was thinking of kind of introducing this aspect to your character is when you are being perceived at all in any kind of scenario, but 100% at night, but in any other kind of scenario, like if it's a doll or anything like that, there's a chance that you draw the eyes of things or people or whatever in a terrifying way. Like you could be talking to someone and you'll notice that if they look away from you, one of their eyes will track on you.
I love the concept of that, honestly, because I was serious. I'm looking at it right now because I have a sheet where I got a bunch of stuff written, where he goes on about looking through his telescope and seeing an eye, like as I put it, like, have you ever had a dream and shortly forgot parts of it, or maybe you struggle to properly picture something? The exact appearance is seared into my mind, however, all attempts at drawing or describing this thing have failed. If every once in a while he's looking at a painting is just tracking him with the same fucking eye that he saw, that's traumatic. Horrifying.
Well, I mean, it's not even just that. Like, a person in a crowd, or a person even you're talking to, there's just a chance that to you and only you'll watch one of their eyes just follow you in a very inorganic and disturbing way, and it's just going to be random when it happens.
Yeah, I like that.
Because again, I want you to say insane things as much as possible, like that doll is watching me no matter what I do.
It builds a fun element because there's also a part of him where Benjamin Hawthorne is very, very dedicated on making everyone think that he is normal and nothing is going on. He will say some wild bullshit, but the idea also of him not even saying that the doll is watching him, but him walking over and turning the doll around to look at the wall instead, I think is also a very, like, physically interesting character choice. Or, like, a painting that he sees, he's like, and he just, like, takes it off the wall and flips it.
Okay.
So I like that element of it too. I like.
Yeah, like I've been thinking about it, and so I had a fun idea. So, I'll let you have a choice of a 1 or 2 pointer. Whilst for your cursed or for your damned, sorry. So, whilst being perceived by the entity, you have one of these moments, where you notice something is watching you. Until you break line of sight with said object, you'll lose your choice if you take the 1 or 2 point advantage. Either 1 sacrificed HP per second or 5 per second while being perceived.
Oh, so I could literally fall dead.
Yeah. You could fall dead, and no one will know what killed you.
1 per second is crazy.
Per second is crazy because it means we'll see Alice's character literally fling himself either behind a couch or across a room to turn a painting for fear that he's going to lose. And by the way, this is sacrificed HP. So sacrificed or LP rather means you can only restore by any means 5 sacrifice LP per day.
Oh, that's rough.
It's supposed to be. It's a disadvantage.
Yeah. Listen, that's rough. That's gonna hurt a lot. I'm gonna take the 2, but man, that's gonna be rough.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
How long is a round?
I think it's either 6 seconds or 10 seconds.
Good luck, buddy.
It won't happen in combat. We'll be good.
You sure?
It might happen in combat.
You have multiple actions per round.
I will come up with methods to break line of sight. It's fine. Don't worry.
Like I said,
alright.
the major thing is just your character's just going to suddenly dive behind a couch out of nowhere because a little porcelain angel's watching you a little too intently across the room.
Yeah, it is an element that I like because if I was just like, I'm openly playing a crazy guy, it's like, whatever. I am playing a man desperately trying to keep his normalcy. And now he has to deal with that. It sounds very fun.
I just can't wait for you to start asking your friends, hey, can you go turn that doll around for me? I would, but it will slowly eat my soul.
Yeah.
5 for a second, that's going to be fun. I'm excited for that.
That is also actually really fun because as I wrote it, which I mean I could just for whatever reason send this to you if you want fun inspiration of the thing in the sky, which is what I've been calling it. Let's see. Because there's a large part where he's talking about like this feels like a being of contradiction, like it's discovering me and also hating me. But like let's see. The eye, the window of the soul, looked at me like one might view a new discovery, as well as like a child peering down at an ant with a magnifying glass, seconds away from burning me. That is the vibe he has of this thing. It's like he cannot tell if it is malicious or just curious, and like its presence is dangerous. He doesn't know. That's part of his campaign goal. He's really trying to figure out what the fuck this is because he refuses to believe that he's the only person who has seen this. He believes it is being censored. The church is probably hiding it. He has lots of evidence, but no one will believe him. And he wants to one day look at the night sky again, like properly.
Well, damn, I'd hate to be the one to follow up that character idea.
No, everyone's characters here is cool.
I think it's just me left because Devin can't talk. I don't know if Alicia has one.
Shouldn't have been so
Yeah.
procrastinative.
I know. Fuck you,
This is-
Alex.
This is great because I can now take a really good key ability, the key advantage. It's so useful. I can now have complete like key generation every round. Fuck yeah.
Oh,
That
Alex,
is that's part of the reason why I took the 2.
fair. What's his favorite sweet and color?
Probably like a deep purple, and if he was on TV or being in an interview, he'd be like, maybe a fruit. I can go for a banana at times, but no, he'll fuck up like some Milky Ways. He gets the joke, but he likes them better than Butterfinger, or like Snickers. That's it. It's more close to Snickers.
Fair.
Do you want me to give you some buffer time, Slug?
Sure.
Okay. Cam, hard to miss is gonna really mess up my stealth, isn't it?
For hard to miss.
Anyone who
I made this
attempts to search a
disadvantage
notice
like
the character
10 years ago.
add plus 40 to their roll to search a notice for me, or plus 80 to their memorize.
Oh, yes, it will. It
Okay,
will most
can I-
definitely mess with you.
All right, I want to float you something.
Sure.
Let's circle back around to when we were making this character a week ago.
Hmm.
Can I be cursed by nature with a damned one thing somehow? Like,
I mean, you have to tell me what your idea for a curse is.
yeah. I don't know, because I'm thinking like something like with now that my connection to nature is waning, it's like a karmic reckoning of some sort of like, yeah, my affinity with nature was so high for so long. Now that it's lowering, that's like coming back around to like bite me to recorrect itself in some way.
The hard part about that is that would imply that you personally are important enough to the concept of nature to be punished or penalized in some way.
Mm-hmm. I was probably pretty high on the Alon spectrum. Because like my goal with it is sort of like having an added aspect of my character of like fighting hard to regain a strong connection with nature and continue to love and be loved by nature, even as he's getting screwed by it sometimes.
So what I would say is, rather than like a damned or something, you could always take, I believe this is the disadvantage in the book. 1 second. Also, I really wish I had just more sleep. Being a dad is hard work, everyone. What is it? There's one. Oh. It's we could do a variation of the unfortunate disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's specifically like beasts are especially aggressive towards your character.
All right.
Granted, I mean, it's a one-pointer because it could be optional. It depends on how far outside the city you go, but it could be really bad if you go outside the walls, because in a fight, most of the enemies will be more interested in attacking you than anyone else.
And I really don't want to be killing beasts.
But again, it's a disadvantage, so...
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay. You could just say... you can just call it, like, hated by beasts or something.
I just do unfortunate parentheses beasts.
Sure. I mean, you can call it whatever you want on your character sheet. But that would be a decent one-pointer that I could see. So it's not all enemies.
Mm-hmm. Just the natural kind.
But just beasts. And that will tie into the overarching plot a little bit, at least.
Alrighty. I've saved my stealth last minute. Alright, Slug, that was enough time for you to distance yourself from that character idea.
Oh, then you have to go bring it up.
Yeah, that banger idea of a character.
Fuck you. Anyways, so my character, at one point before the Wild March, was an up-and-coming martial artist who, you know, she's doing pretty well.
Open a cold one with the boys. What's so wrong about
Yeah,
that?
I was thinking the same thing. I was just about to say it too.
Slug just stopped talking and stared at me. And then I was just sitting there like, I'm only halfway through cracking it open.
When I had like a high, and at one point, at a high profile tournament within the city, she was facing off, in the finals. Her opponent, in the middle of the match, did an illegal move and like completely fucked up her right leg to the point of like it just had to be amputated. Yep, no leg.
I'm
just gone.
I'm just thinking, like, what kind of martial art move did they do? Did they just take your knee and swivel it 180 degrees?
Well,
Damn.
they turned Slug fully
They had
around,
to take the whole
X-ray.
leg.
They X-ray Mortal Kombated her leg.
Some
Listen, it was
dude just
done-
punched you in the shin and it shattered.
It was a full
Yeah.
combo move.
Actually, you know what? It's funny as I was making that. That could be an interesting thing, right? Because maybe that means that the person you were going up against wasn't just like a martial arts practitioner, but maybe a key practitioner.
And I was kind of thinking it was kind of like a key tournament.
Well, there's not really key tournaments necessarily.
Because Ki is one of them hidden powers that you're not allowed to talk about.
Kind
It's a
of.
little easier to hide, but yeah, it's still not
Key
liked.
is like Shaolin monk stuff, like you see those guys who can get hit in the balls by like a sledgehammer or whatever, or they can do like crazy physical feats, like bending a bar with just 2 fingers or whatever. It's that kind of stuff where it's like it's in the realm that like people perceiving it are like, oh man, that person's just trained really hard to do this super hyper specific thing. But some people have like either just through pure martial like talent or because they were taught, learned key stuff, because to some degrees key kind of starts becoming heretical. And why I mention that specifically is because that can kind of give you an interesting tie-in, like this person definitely did something out of the ordinary in this scenario. Who is this person? What did they do? Maybe that ties into how your character is going to go into key summoning. Just stuff to consider.
Mm-hmm. I need to think about how she got into key summoning, because I thought she was already kind of like into key, but now I'm guessing not.
Well, I'll tell you anything. Being into key and being into key summoning are two very different things.
I don't know how this game works, Cameron.
Well, that's why we're doing this today, so we can hammer out these details.
It is like that layer of extra complication on key stuff for summoning, but like the route for normal summoning is still right there, like if needed.
It's not necessarily that. It's more what she was talking about is just how it, like, she doesn't know what her character should and should not have access to, generally speaking. I mean, it could be a thing that you were taught by someone who has a lot more experience, but key summoning wouldn't be something you'd be taught necessarily unless it's for a very specific purpose or your character had a very specific goal in mind, because key summoning is very like, it's like extra heretical, because at least with normal summoning there's kind of the ability to banish or control the creature, but key summoning you kind of just summon a creature and hope it goes well. Hope it goes well for you.
Oh god, that's really funny.
Yeah, and Devin makes a good point here. maybe whoever is teaching you wants to make up for. Oh, maybe this person. Yeah, maybe this person is someone you know, and they want to make up for destroying your leg. That's an interesting idea too.
You could
That's
go
true.
the like classic route of like martial artist route of some hidden master had a disciple that went rogue and like betrayed their ideals, so they disowned them, and then their disciple went on to cripple you, and so now their master feels like partially responsible.
Or I think
You
even
see,
more
that's
interestingly.
crazy.
Well, I think even more interestingly than that, maybe it's not a rogue disciple, but just a disciple that was in poor control, which means that you have this kind of shared master, but this kind of odd relationship with like a co-pupil.
So you can't even fully hate them for it.
Then
I
it's
mean-
up to you if they're a dick about it or like really actually apologetic about it, but they still kind of ruined your life.
Listen, I broke your leg, I get it, but like, it was an accident.
I mean, it can be done in so many interesting ways, either rogue exile, or rogue pupil, or otherwise.
Someone's been playing Path of Exile.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just imagining from a perspective of literally like an hour before the session, Slug confiding in me that she doesn't have a goal for her characters. I'm like, if it's a rogue disciple, you're like, your goal is revenge. You got to find them.
It's true.
Let's play through fucking Sifu in your side plot. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, not only is it just revenge for you, but then now your master, who was their master, is like, listen, it's sort of my responsibility, and by extension, your responsibility as my successor now, that we can't let our martial path, like, branch off into this corrupted way.
All right, now hear me out even more. Make it so that they just were my friend, but they saw my progress was getting better than them. They turned towards Key to get an edge on me. And then in a moment of hatred and fury at the tournament, they just fucked up my leg.
They obliterated.
Obliterated.
Turned my femur to dust.
Them talking to you after, like, listen, we're friends. You know I would never do anything. I don't know what came over me. I was just, like, so salty about you being better than me that I did that full 10-punch combo on your fibula. I did bring in the x-ray machine to show everyone how cool it was when your bones shattered and ruptured your artery, but it was in a moment of loss of control. It's not on me.
I feel like doing that, but then making it not they taught me, but like my sensei then taught me the art of key summoning.
Yeah, I mean that could work for sure.
The way to fight for myself.
I mean, especially when it comes to key summoning. The fun part about key summoning is you could do the very tropey, Xiansha style of, they're like, all right, you'll never fight again unless we do something super risky. I'm going to throw you in front of a wolf and we'll just pray it doesn't eat you.
Yeah, or the classic, like, we can do this ritual that's gonna, like, pump your body full of ki. There's an 80% chance you explode outright, and a 10% chance it cripples you further.
Because if you take the familiar advantage, then I'll say that you'll have a contract already with a level 3 creature.
Yo.
So not familiar, so it doesn't level with you, but it starts off at level 3. And it's only a 1 point advantage rather than 2 points, I think, for one that's one level above you.
Can also go into soul bonding.
I'll soul bond it later in the campaign, okay? I gotta get that connection first. Capital C.
I can never hear the word connection again the same way after reading through Cosmere.
I know.
Right.
That's why I made the capital C mention.
Like once you read Sunlit Man, especially.
Fair.
Well, all right. Sounds like we're on a pretty good track there. So for Alicia, it's probably going to be Devin working with you predominantly to make the character, but we
Okay.
can conceptually talk it out. So, what are you thinking so far? Unless Slug wants to continue adding to her character right now.
The only thing is, it's like it made pretty like big news. Like if you were in the city at the time it happened, you definitely heard about it. And like the portion of the city, you know, GoFundMe happened, blah blah blah. People were nice, and so like they coddled her, treated her as kind of like helpless for a bit. But now that she has her key summoning, and now that the Wild March has happened, she wants to thank everyone for their kindness and prove to them that she's not helpless.
Well, summoning is still pretty heretical, so can't really do that in a public way without being pursued.
Don't worry about it.
That's not for me to worry about. It's
Exactly.
for you to worry about.
That's why I'm telling you not to worry about it.
You have a pretty heretical party.
Well,
Exactly.
That's
I'll just-
every anima group. Any good anima group is all heretics.
Yeah.
But like at
Can
level
you be-
1,
Can you beat Anima Beyond Fantasy without being heretical?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I could do it. I'm built different.
Okay, Min Squad.
And something I will also state as well at this point as well is the campaign. I mean, obviously combat's fun. Don't get me wrong, but don't be afraid to make characters who aren't 100% into combat. It's a story, you know, and you will see the most benefit when you lean into the story, whether you're a combat character or not. But Alicia, so what kind of character are you thinking about? Or at least what ideas you got rattling around that we can refine for you?
So I was thinking maybe Vitala, maybe. I'm
Yeah.
kind of tempted to play non-human, but I'm also nervous.
You see Alicia's one who broke Slug's leg.
Do you want me to break your leg?
What the fuck, Alicia?
Well, I'm asking.
Do you want to be the one who broke my leg? Do you want me to hate you for the entirety of the campaign?
Sure.
The fuck?
That's the right answer.
This is gonna be such an awful dynamic. I'm gonna outwardly hate you.
Attention? That's what makes stories fun. Come on.
I can't wait for all of us to pick sides and people just be like, I don't know, I was at the tournament. It seemed pretty fair.
I don't know if I could side against the person who could obliterate a femur with a single punch.
Yeah, like it seems like they were just stronger than you and you reap the consequences. Did you see how cool that combo looked?
It was pretty cool. And then just to make sure, because I was really freaking focused. I was so focused that I was half listening. Was it a key tournament or was it just like any kind of tournament that I could speak?
Well, it was probably some type of martial arts tournament.
Martial arts.
Could have been MMA.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being part of your backstory, Slug.
Well, so the hard part is this sounds like a character that's like needs to like overcome, and that would be it would be a little tedious to force like to try to overcome this challenge, just get this revenge without just straight trying to murder your character.
Yeah.
So.
That's
Or-
fair.
It's not gonna be fun. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Switch the genre up a little. Enemies to lovers.
No.
Sounds like in you know, it doesn't sound like Slug's very open to the idea. So maybe
Yeah,
pick
I
a
don't want to
different path.
force it. Sorry.
And to reiterate, this is kind of like a neo. I wouldn't say modern. It's like a 1990s. 1990s steampunk is kind of. It's a type of punk. It's like a magic punk kind of thing where everyone in their homes have like these tube top TVs, you know. There's not really an internet, and there are robots though. Like the Empire employs like dreadnoughts against beasts from time to time. Think very Final Fantasy VII as far as like overall world aesthetic.
Okay.
Because you said before you want to play a tank. So
Yeah.
what would if let's say it's back in the 90s, what would a tank in America in the 90s look like?
That is a great question.
Hear me out. A literal tank. You're driving it around everywhere.
M1A1 Abrams. Actually, I don't know if that was out in the 90s.
Could always go Hulk Hogan as a style tank.
Hell yeah.
Like a pro wrestler. I could take hits like the best of them.
We're gonna have Stone Cold Steve Austin in our party.
Stone Cold! Being a pro wrestler would be fun.
Because you didn't really get to play last week, but there's also hunters. There's people who literally go out and fight monsters. Bodyguards could be considered like a tank, you know. Like, it's more about like what ideas do you have? We can always refine something. And Anima's a crazy game, so you can kind of just make whatever. But it's important to have your character somewhat grounded in the setting.
Okay. Honestly, I think Bodyguard would be fun.
Okay. What's your clientele like? Who do you bodyguard for?
And are you like a private bodyguard that one guy hires, or are you like working for like a bodyguard service?
I think somebody that you hire privately.
Okay. So, what differentiates like a level 0 person, a standard civilian, from like a level 1 character is some event happens. What would be this like what's this crazy event that push you beyond your limit or set you on a track to be more than just a standard bodyguard.
I don't know if this sounds cheesy, but maybe one of the clients was gonna get assassinated.
I mean, sounds good. I mean, so someone was about to be assassinated. By what?
Maybe one of the enemy companies, but they hired somebody like some superhuman.
Okay. Okay. I think I can work with this. So, you were bodyguarding for some kind of, some kind of philanthropist. Does something. It's hard to know what they do. They don't run a business like a normal business, but they make money somehow. And someone unusual like just drops in from the ceiling out of nowhere, and you duel off against this individual. And this individual in your fight I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of the coolest power that's not gonna instantly obliterate your femur.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Give him the key ability that's just Conqueror's Hockey.
No,
or just make it the guy who obliterated Slug's femur and they come back for a second leg.
I got a taste for it at the tournament. Now I need to obliterate femurs.
I got the left, now I need the right.
So in this brawl, you do like a great grappling maneuver, and you like bend this person's arm back the other way. You break their arm, but they don't seem to react. And then at this point, you've damaged them. They start moving strangely, less like a normal person and more almost robotic, even though you know they're flesh and blood because you felt the bone break. And then they suddenly, their right arm undulates, grows and expands, and claws jut out from their gloves. And you are fighting with someone who, like, their arm is almost like a bioweapon that they pushed you to the limit. You got cut up, you got slashed, all kinds of things. You fought with the best you could, and this person who, no matter what you did, like, there's a point where, like, maybe another bodyguard shoots them a couple times, and you see this kind of black ichorish blood drain from their body a little bit before they like had to flee. But they fled with a broken arm and like several bullet wounds, like it was nothing, and you were barely saved just because another bodyguard happened to notice the scuffle and came in. It's a reddish black ichor.
The black is in there though.
Yeah. So, there's something out there, and like there's something that these other businesses are doing that's wild, like modifying people to be freaks. So then we need to ask a very important question. What would you do to try to get on that level? Because what they did, that's something that isn't That's something that no matter how much you bench at the gym, you're never going to get to that level. So you have to do something crazier than that, or something. What would you pursue in order to like get to that same level or better?
I think my character would honestly do anything because this is his livelihood, and he's a little bit unhinged.
Okay, so like what? Like give it just anything. World's your oyster. What do you seek?
I'm thinking a couple of things. I think he might want to modify himself or go to somebody that could help him out. Or or make a deal with the entity to become more powerful in some way.
Well, then I guess who would you go to modify yourself, or how would you find this entity?
What? Okay, this is a possible route. Because you said this is like Magic Punk and has robots in it.
Yeah, Magic Punk's not a great word because magic isn't obvious to everyone, obviously.
I know what you mean though. Like I get the vibe. Is like kind of loosely Magitech-esque like augments a thing. So what if you start becoming a little bionic?
I mean,
that's what I was thinking.
If you want to go that way, there's two routes. There's two paths. That's a distractible reference. You can take the artifact advantage, and we can work with you to kind of make a bionic artifact for your body. Or you could take the beast blood advantage, where we can skin you gaining monster powers essentially as some form of bionic powers. Or both, technically. We could always do both. But that still leaves the question, like, how do you find someone like this? Like, what do you do to find someone who can modify your body in this way?
I was thinking either, since he is a private bodyguard, he could ask one of his previous clients for help. Or maybe...
Bro, there's that philanthropist right there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't want to cop out, but...
Mysterious fucking... Oh, he's got mysterious money? Wonder why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I have a super fun idea, and you have no idea, and you have no idea about it. But you go to the philanthropist guy. I hate that word so much. Philanthropist guy, who, you know, you're like, hey, I know you do some weird stuff. I know you're into weird shit. What are you willing to offer in exchange for this?
Oh God. I can do favors for him, any of his choosing. Maybe.
There is also the debt disadvantage, and that'd be extra funny if you were in crippling debt when society's falling apart. That guy's gonna be extra desperate to get money from you.
Yeah.
For the character I have in mind for this philanthropist, money wouldn't be necessarily one of his objectives. But how experimental do you want these augments to be? Because something in the setting I am planning on doing in general is making like bionics a thing. But there's also whatever the fuck that guy just was, you know.
Let's make it fun. Let's make it pretty experimental.
Okay.
He can do whatever he wants with my character's body.
That.
Don't take that out of context! Oh god!
Well, everyone took it the wrong way, but I took it the right way because I have.
I know what you
fun
mean,
things
but
Listen,
just phrasing.
I can.
And
do
yeah, I know
that.
what you mean too. Fuck Alicia. Damn.
Okay. All right. Let's go with. Got it. Okay. So they'll willingly do this for you. But what they're gonna do is some pretty serious stuff, and they have to give you a special medicine to ensure that your body, in his phrase, doesn't go berserk on you. And you'll need to take the addiction disadvantage.
Okay.
Which is just essentially every day that passes without this special medicine from this guy, you're going to start getting a -10 penalty. So you're going to be super reliant on this guy to even function. And you're gonna have to take his strange medicine.
Hell yeah. And I'm writing this down. Don't mean to be so quiet.
No, you're fine. So I think we have a rough outline of a character. The only thing I want to square off is, so you want to be a tank. How do you want to fight in general? Are you like fisticuffs? Do you want to use weapons? Like what's your style of play?
At first, I kind of wanted a weapon, but now I'm really tempted to do fisticuffs.
Okay. So I'm gonna really recommend. Oh, that sounds hard. If you want a more complicated route, I think Tau would be good for you. The Tau class. Mostly because they can get martial arts just much easier and faster than anyone else. And they get decent martial knowledge, so you can essentially augment your character's martial combat capabilities. If you want something that's a little less crazy than that, you could just go warrior, and that will give you decent life points per level, and you'll get attack, block, and wear armor per level, so you can be an armored, like a full plate mail armored fighter if you so choose. It's less complicated, more straightforward, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. One of Suzanne's best characters was a very straightforward, just acrobatic warrior. So,
yeah, and I'm pretty new to Anima, so I wouldn't mind playing more straightforward characters. So I understand everything
Okay.
and not ask a bajillion questions.
So in that case, what I'm going to recommend is probably go warrior, but look into going into like Muay Thai or some other martial art. You can talk to Devin about it. Just don't let him convince you to go Tao.
Basically, if you want raw damage, it's Muay Thai. Muay Thai has like the absolute most damage of them, but you don't get any other fun special features except like you do some crit stuff. Other ones that you can get, depending on like what fighting style you want to get. Like for example, boxing as you level it up gives you extra bonuses when you counterattack.
Ooh.
Then something like good old Kempo, because that one does a little bit less damage. But then let's see, you have a smaller penalty for making multiple attacks in a round. So like it just builds so you can like attack multiple times. There actually is just a grappling martial art too, and you can have multiple of them. Like they're not super hard to get.
Yeah, well, the hard part is if you want multiple, you want to go Tao.
Yeah.
But then it becomes okay, how do I blend this all up to make it good? I recommend warrior, so you can pick like a martial art, maybe a second martial art, and then just kind of like hardline focus and go from there. And then in addition to this, I'm going to say for this character idea, you are going to have to take the 3 points beast blood advantage, blood of the great beasts, which is going to give you 120 development points that you can use as if you were a monster using the monster creation rules in the back of the core book.
And that shit is so fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
My first anime character had that. Loved her. I got I think I had 30% armor to all things but energy. And I just didn't really wear armor because of it.
A big thing that makes Anima so special is like the character creation. All this is complicated. There's a lot of things you can have and do. The bit though that it'll hit is if you can think of a character concept and vibe, you can make it in this game. So any character you make is going to be like a very personal expression of like the thing you want to play, which is why everyone like loves their anime characters, because they're like, I had this exact thing, I got to tell the story mechanically. So like literally go wild. Make the exact cool character you have in your head, because it's so possible. Don't like even discount anything. Oh, probably can't do this, probably can't do that. Yes, you can. It's
I
super
know
easy.
you're saying that now, but literally the other day I asked Devin if I could make a character I thought of, and he went, "Not really."
Now I'm curious what that is.
I wanted to make like a domain type character where they like have like an area that they set up when a fight starts, where I wanted them to be like a more Zen type of character where they like kneel down and then a like nice Zen garden pops up around them, and then that's like their area.
You could probably do a thing of that in Key. I mean, that's the answer for a lot of times. Like, I want to make this character. Okay, you're playing a Key character. I'd have to dig through, but yeah, it could be, maybe. But yeah, world's your oyster, Alicia. So go crazy, especially because this is the campaign where you're rewarded the most for having a super strong character concept.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I've been just giving you some strict, like, all right, pick this thing, now go from here, and that should make your life a lot easier. And like I said, I'll have Devin help you actually make the character. But so you know, yeah, whatever this guy did to you / is also injecting into you is making you different. In a similar vein to that weird assassin that you fought before.
Hell yeah.
So just think on that. Think about how your body gets augmented and what that looks like and how that applies to your character and their daily life, and the fact that you also have this medicine that you have to take daily or you start feeling really sick. But okay, now's the hard part, right? Now that we have some character ideas, all things considered, what brings everyone together? How do you all meet up? Because this is again, I could do a standard thing where some random thing event happens that brings you all together in a sudden moment, and then you just decide to work together. But it would be much easier if you guys could organically work out a way that your characters have come together, like some shared goal or something. Now's a great time to talk about that.
Does anyone have like a goal that their character is absolutely gunning toward at the start of the game?
I need to get as much esoteric knowledge as possible. I need to figure out what the spooky thing in the sky is.
All right. Slug was really hovering over Pushatalk there. Say what you're thinking, Slug.
Maybe I just wanted to lean forward.
Hand out over your keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my guy's main short-term goal is get used to the city and learn what knowledge he needs to learn.
I mean, technically I could go into disguises, so other than what we agreed on for your character and mine, Booter, you and me could technically be traveling together due to that assistance, and I could also pick up some skills in disguise so you blend in better.
How did you two meet? What was the event?
Is your character the type that would pick up a fully armored guy in an alley who's asking for food?
I would say she would be. Either that or you find her passed out on the side of the road as you're heading into town.
I love just me coming up on you passed out. Like, well, I can't just leave you here. So I take care of you until you wake up, and then I go, by the way, you wouldn't happen to have any food because I am gonna die of hunger.
Ooh, we could do a connection for our characters where you figured out I know magic. And I can't really leave you alone because you know my secret.
Yeah, and also, I really want to be sticking around someone with magic now that I've got a magic blockage going on.
Like I said, if I pick up the disguise skills, it's kind of needed for you until you can figure out how to blend in better.
Mm-hmm. So we're just sort of like, hey, we're both secret. We can just hang out together, take care of each other a bit. I don't have to live wandering alleys anymore.
Yeah, we can totally do that. So we're traveling companions because you saved me from dying on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm. I think by the time the campaign starts, that we'd probably only have known each other for like a couple days, huh?
Yeah, still building trust, still figuring each other out. Enough, though, that you've noticed my magical ability,
Yeah.
and I've noticed you are definitely not human.
I took my helmet off and you were like, well, it's hard to tell past how hot you are, but those ears do look pretty pointy.
So I have an idea for this. You discovered that she had magic, and as kind of like an accord, because your character knows about the Inquisition, you have to. It would be unfair if you were the only one who had kind of a card.
Yeah, I think my character is definitely the kind who's like, all right, I know your secret. Let me show you my magic fairy.
And I'm actually curious about your character now about this. Do you have like a code of chivalry? Do you have some like special code of conduct that you follow?
I mean, other than like the basic like Elan stuff that I try to do it, I think my guy is just sort of like, it's not like a hard code, but it's just like, I have my moral principles that I will stick by. Like, I don't know, maybe we could come up with like some sort of code. But...
So let me give you a character challenge that will make your character more fun. I want you, because when someone follows Elan, it usually is a path of like strict adherence to the kind of ideals or like the abilities of a god. But you have called yourself a knight, which has nothing to do with Raphael or your goddess.
Yeah. I'm a retainer.
So what I'm going to challenge you to do is to make your own like knightly code of conduct and behave in a very like paladin-esque way, but twist it in unique and interesting ways that fits your goddess.
All right, I'm on it.
And Suzanne, so you left the Order of Yetta. What happened?
She ran away. She initially entered the Order of Yetta because she realized she had a knack for magic, and she didn't know where to go for that because she didn't want the Inquisition taking her. So a random stranger promised her the ability to teach her how to hide her magic, and she was essentially tricked into the Order of Yetta as an initiate. And it wasn't until later, during some of her training, as she was being trained to be an interrogator for the Order of Yetta, that she realized what they really were doing, and she ran. But in the process, got herself cursed, so she's limited on the type of magic she can use. Because one of them managed to curse her before she managed to escape.
Okay. Let me make some tweaks that'll help your character out a bit. What I want for you to do is think about, imagine like Harry Potter being taken in by Voldemort, and you were they saw your talents and they wanted to capitalize on you as a resource, but they did everything in their power to kind of lure you to that point. So I want you to really think about this person who kind of picked you up and who they are, what your relationship to them is, and like specifically what kinds of things were they doing where you started feeling more and more uncomfortable, you know, like what kind of wizard fascist things did they start doing that really like turned you off the idea? But I want you to make a very personal connection with this person, you know, who brought you in. Rather than the Order of Yetta, it was some guy who just happens to be, like Voldemort in a way. Maybe not head of the Order of Yetta, but like some relevant guy. Just imagine Harry Potter being adopted by Voldemort for a character story. I think that'll be very interesting.
Okay.
So we have two players who are together. How about everyone else? How can you guys link in with this kind of running narrative we got going? I'm not looking for answers. You guys can ask each other questions. You can spitball ideas. It'll be better to get things out in the air so we can work on it.
Well, it's not my characters. Alicia, it almost seems like you're almost geared up if Alex's character is paranoid enough to need a bodyguard.
That's
So
true.
There's probably moments where he's hired you, because his thing is fun. Only because like within a month he would have legitimately no reason to fuck with anybody, because it's like I'm saying I'm starting with 2,000 gold. I am wealthy, though. Cam, do I need to spend 800 for a manor or a mansion, or can I just have that because you're nice? GM.
I'll let you have it because I'm nice.
Yes. All right, I have 2,000 gold.
So here's a great thing I can link up for your characters. Alex, you feel like your guy is going insane. You can't just get anyone. You need someone who's going to be willing to listen to you when you say, hey, can you turn that painting around and do it like now? Because it's slowly killing me.
Yeah.
So you need a bodyguard who's maybe I would say it would be interesting if you tried to find a bodyguard who maybe is almost as unhinged as you are.
He probably looked for someone who's a little weird, maybe had some other abilities. My other thought was immediately weird and desperate for money. So like maybe they're just not gonna question it. Like, I need the paycheck, fuck.
So
Hey,
Alicia,
Oh wait, sorry.
no worries. So your guy was willing to do anything because of this events that happened to you, and you got this drug put in you, or this procedure done on you that's given you inhuman faculties and capabilities. But I gotta say, right, a normal person doesn't do this kind of thing. A normal person doesn't go to someone just like, hey, can you do experimental surgery? That guy kind of pissed me off and I just want to be insane like him. What kind of crazy things have you done in bodyguarding since this operation?
I honestly think he's done a couple crazy things since this has happened.
Like, give me some wild, crazy things you've done as a bodyguard. Maybe not even crazy weird jobs, but something crazy weird that you did on the job.
Maybe, I was thinking like maybe one day he forgets to take his medicine or he runs out of it and he doesn't have enough time to go back. And something happens during then? Like that kind of episode, maybe?
Like, make something crazy up. What's something crazy that you did during this episode? Like, imagine your guy, right? Imagine, like, Sylvester Stallone, just because he's got a very strong image. He's super hopped up on drugs, maybe a little roid ragey, and he's super exhausted because he's just, like, suffering from withdrawals. What can you imagine this individual doing that's just, like, kind of crazy during a normal type of job?
I think this would be a bad one for his reputation, but I was thinking, like, maybe from, like, an episode, he just goes crazy on another bodyguard and absolutely beats the shit out of him.
Okay, why?
From the from missing that time where he needed his medicine, like he either A, ran out, or B,
No. What did this
couldn't-
bodyguard
oh.
do that earned your ire in the moment? And you know what? Try to make it something as innocuous and almost like insubstantial as possible.
This one's kind of stupid, but I think I think this guy stole his lunch and he's like kind of pissed off at him out of the work fridge.
Okay, no, I think that's super valid for your guy, right? You're almost consumption based. You have to take a certain medicine every day, or you start getting bad. Food is like one of your small pleasures in the day, and this guy just is a kind of a jerk and just steals your lunch out of like the company fridge there. So, what apeshit thing did you do to them in this confrontation?
I imagine my character just punching me in the face over and over and over again and then breaking both of his arms. Just like over the top. Way out of line.
Make it weirder. Take the same
What about
idea, but
both
make
of
it a
his-
step weirder.
Rip out both of his lower ribs.
Oh my god.
I
What
mean, if he's ambitious, that's kind of a gift.
Yeah, that's a benefit for him.
I was thinking that, or maybe so extreme since he stole his food to rip his jaw off, maybe? I don't know.
Get as weird as you want. The world is your oyster.
Open
Well-
up his stomach, take your food back.
Weird
Eat
does
it
not
right over
necessarily
him.
mean extreme.
Okay.
Weird can be you did it in a very strange and almost unhinged way.
You blew up his car. Like, you, did, like, some weird vandalism.
Punch him in the stomach until he throws up the food he ate from you.
No,
And then just
like
slurp it on up.
you brutalized his face and you broke his two arms. Okay, but how would he do that but in a weird, unhinged way? Okay, I have one. What if this is gonna be super fucked up? What if your specific type of vehicle that you drive just has like abnormally large like the center part?
Console? Or
No, the tires.
oh.
Oh, that's the rim.
But the inner part of it.
Hubcap?
That's the outer part, I think. I don't know. Anyway, imagine you tie this guy's arms behind his back through the rim of your vehicle and you drove around the block with him like that.
Yes.
For stealing your lunch.
Cam, I thought you said it was supposed to be unhinged. This sounds completely deserved to me.
I'll
I
also
kind of like
say
it.
a reason that Benjamin would hire you is because he heard this and was like, no one in their right mind's gonna fucking hire this person. They're probably desperate. Well, like they'll take any money they can get.
So, in order to avoid your character just being a psychotic maniac, which can be a good character idea, but I feel like is more often done poorly than it's done well. How is your guy normal? And how did you show this to Alex's character after he hired you, thinking that you were just some unhinged bodyguard who would do his crazy things? Like, what's a good moment where you show like just how normal and human you are to him?
That's a good question. Maybe through his dedication of him listening to him and immediately doing as he says to flip over the photos. And
Are you good at housework? Like, not. I'm not talking about cleaning. I'm talking about building in like construction.
sure, yeah.
Uh, he has asked you to make alterations to his home.
And he'll do it.
It's also giving a route of there's probably a secondary skill for that.
Craft or forge, technically.
Yeah, forging. And yeah, he's asked you to tear down some of the walls in his bedroom and remake it. Just there's no windows anymore. And there's a room he asked you to really securely board up. You weren't allowed in, but he asked you to board it up.
Okay, so maybe your guy does this like without question and seems genuinely unfazed, but not like in a deranged way. Just like in an understanding, like, okay, I get you. Like maybe you pity Alex's character a little bit.
It's also the route too of like, I don't know how often in your work you have to deal with general contractors, Alicia. Like the idea of a bodyguard with the mentality of one of those like contractors is very funny. Just to like, ooh, this will take a bit. 2 weeks at least, if I can get my guys. That's if I can get my guys.
That does sound amazing. And I've seen those kinds of people in my line of work anyways. They're beautiful.
Just like a bodyguard drugging himself with like magic bullshit, but he's also like a normal handyman.
I love the duality.
Okay. So we got 2 more characters paired off. So, Alex, you're in charge because you're hiring. Well, in your little duo, anyway.
Yeah.
So how are you tying your group to Booter and Suzanne's group?
Fantastic question. I mean, he's looking into like magic shit. He's like really hunting for stuff.
And something I'll remind everyone, and of course Suzanne and Bitter can help with this too, obviously. In a narrative, sometimes characters come together not due to like similar goals, but instead because of an event that happened that brought you together in some way. So you guys can come up with like an event, a thing that happened that integrated you into this kind of clique.
I mean, we could have something where like we came like this close to gaining the attention of the Inquisition, like almost revealing our abilities and stuff.
Actually, you know what? Let me give you guys an event primary. So And I guess I gotta ask, Booter, how do you just like move around the city?
Yeah, what I assume a big armored guy is gonna be not welcome.
You're definitely gonna draw attention.
Yeah, I think for the first like week or so I was there, I fully was just like an armored guy walking around, just trying my best to stick to the shadows and stuff. But then, like, once I met Suzanne's character, I got the ability to like try to get other clothes and stuff, and like figuring out how I'm supposed to act more. So I think because Suzanne's whole good with disguises and stuff, I think I'm just sort of reliant on that to hide my distinguishing features of non-humanity.
Okay.
I can actually add to that one. It's
Okay.
like because of your ears and stuff, I could play you off as a LARPer.
Ooh. Oh, I have an idea for how we could get together.
Okay.
Because my character has, when he first got here to the city, he was like, I need, like, he was stressed because he didn't know what was going on. He's not used to city life. So he looked for some aspect of nature that he could find at all. And he found like a little rat friend that he has with him. That's like he always calls him his guide to the city because he's like trying to have this rat help him out there, but he's 5 alon short. But he's doing his best. He's got a rat friend that he's like sort of tamed with his little naturey stuff. And I can imagine a scenario where like Suzanne and my characters are out doing something, or like the rat just went on its own somewhere, and like Alex's guy sees the rat, sees it watching him, and is like, that thing's after me, I know it, and starts chasing it down or something to get rid of it.
I don't know if he'd chase it down. He'd probably run away from it more than anything. But similar idea. Maybe Alex's character is out about doing something, trying to reclaim a little normalcy. Suddenly, his bodyguard needs to go handle a thing, but then another eye starts watching him, and you just start seeing this man wilting in front of you inexplicably, afflicted by something. How would you and Suzanne, like, say you guys are on like a busy, or not busy, like a somewhat populated city street. You see this guy make an absurd, like, ask of his bodyguard, like, you scare that bird away now. And bodyguard runs off, goes deal with like a pigeon that was giving him the eye. And then you get caught by like a pedestrian crossing sign watching you.
And then here's another bit,
Sure.
because Booter's not from this town. Suzanne, is your character native here?
Not to this city in particular, but she's been in a city enough that she knows the basics of the average stuff.
Okay. Imagine you're doing this, and the man dying in front of you is Bill Nye, the science guy. Like, because he is famous. Statistically, on my sheet, I am famous.
I mean, I'd say more like a Neil deGrasse Tyson, but
Like, yeah, if it's Neil deGrasse Tyson, sure. Like, it is a guy I've seen him a bunch on TV. Like, oh fuck, that's a celebrity.
Yeah, I feel like it makes more sense for my character not to, because I would definitely be like, well, I gotta do something about this. I'm like trying my best to help you somehow, like calm you down.
But you know, like, imagine like if you've ever been on those city streets that have like those scaffolding over the sidewalks, right? Like in Seattle. and suddenly, Alex, you are like caught by a pedestrian crossing sign staring you down, and there's nothing for you to duck into because it's just like a closed business, nothing but the scaffolding poles, and you're just dying rapidly. How would you, I guess, address for us, how would you be acting in this moment in a point where you need to be saved by someone else?
He is making a public scene because if there's people on the street, he is grabbing somebody by the shoulders and holding them in front of him. Like, he's going that far because it is a sheer animal desperation. It's not like, oh man, I'm dying. It is like the fear of a creature cornered and able to lash out however he would to survive.
So you grab a guy, you're using them to block it. The guy is just like, get off me, weirdo, and like elbows you off, escapes from your grasp. What then Booter and Suzanne, like, you're familiar with curses. You know, maybe you think something's up. What do you guys do?
I think I just immediately like rush over. I'm like, I want to help, so I go over, and I also see like him potentially like doing stuff to other people. So I'm like, I don't want people to get involved if they don't need to. So I'm like also trying to like prevent other just random pedestrians from getting grabbed again. As soon as he grabs me, presumably because I'm the closest at that point, I'm just willing to like stand where he wants me to and like trying my best to talk to him to get him to calm down a little. Just like, okay, tell me what's wrong. We can get through this. Come on. Just breathe.
I think I would run up, and maybe because of the influence you have over your life, if I tried to reach out and assist you to help you in some way, my magic responds weirdly to you. Almost like it's a shock or something that would cause more concern between the two of us. Though, to be fair, I'm just spitballing with a tired toddler. Since you have the eldritch paranoia, what if?
Is your character starting out with key or are they starting out with magic?
Technically, I'm trying to build towards both.
Yeah, because I say this because I have key detection.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be a thing that he is able to detect with his own like extra normal senses. You both are fucking weird, and he's like, oh, okay.
My guy doesn't have key though.
But you're not human.
Yeah, if you can.
You stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, Suzanne, you would recognize, due to your affiliations, someone who's suffering like spiritual damage. Something that is very like, you're watching this man as like his soul is being rended or something is happening to him in that vein. Would you feel motivated to try to help someone like this? Because as far as you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson isn't a wizard. So whatever's affecting him, he's powerless to stop.
Yeah, I'd be compelled to help him. Definitely, like, let's walk somewhere quiet. Let's get you out of here. You obviously need some space.
The moment you guys would round the corner, he'd stand back up, do his absolute best to be like, sorry about that, just crowds get me nervous. I don't do well in this type of environment.
I nod in complete understanding.
Looks at you and blinks in confusion, given your very public appearance.
Yeah.
Well, and you know something is like flaying his soul in the moment.
I'm aware something's flaying the soul in the moment. The response and the lie don't add up to what just happened.
A celebrity saying I don't do well in public.
Yeah, meanwhile, I fully not recognizing you. I'm just like, this is some random guy that's going through it. I'm just like, is there anything you need? Like, can I help you out? Like, do you need some water? I pull out like a little water bottle. Like, are you dehydrated? Do you need to? Or are you hurt anywhere?
I mean, I'll take it. Just I need to keep an eye out too. I have a bodyguard out here who helps me with this. He was doing a different task, but he should be here shortly. I don't want to scare the man or woman. I don't know what gender you're playing, Alicia.
Oh, guy.
Okay. He would be doing his absolute damnedest to be like, to not say the words "my soul was being rended like asunder by an entity in the stars."
And from what you were talking about earlier, Alex, with how you were picking a person to be your bodyguard, your initial sort of perception of my character is probably along the lines of like a chump who wants to help anyone and will probably be very easily used.
Ding, 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 ding. Rube alert. Alert, like in his head. Immediately he can manipulate.
Like, he's not stupid or anything, but he definitely wants to help people, and a lot of times that comes off a little stupid.
I got it.
Naive, do you mean?
I mean,
no, naive is not the right word.
Yeah, like he usually can recognize not that difficultly when he's being used, but like sometimes he'll just be like, I mean, helping's helping if I'm being used or not.
I mean, with some fun key detection, I think could suss out that something's different. I don't have erudition, so it's not like I know immediately what's going on, but he at least can tell the difference of a normal soul. Some basic things, and I think he'd offer you a job.
Oh. Are you a normal human, or are you like Neffel? And
I'm a normal human.
Okay.
I would avoid the whole Alex hires everyone in the party kind of deal, mostly because I feel like it's good if certain people have like certain sections in a party to interact with, you know. Alex has his bodyguard, Suzanne has this weird ancient knight guy, elf guy, she's helping out. But I think, if anything, Suzanne might be interested, her character might be interested, like, were you cursed, you know, something along those lines.
I think either way, my character wouldn't accept a job because he's just like not really interested. And it's like, I'm willing to help you. Like, if you need me, feel free to call me up, ask for something. But
also, Cam can't have his grand betrayal if he doesn't have the boss NPC in there.
True.
It's more of just like, it's better if the group has more like even weighting rather than like one guy kind of just everyone.
I financially sustain all of you. I could run out of my 2,000 gold. I'm gonna need that in the coming days.
But like, I feel
I'd definitely be up for exploring the curse aspect.
And I think it creates an interesting dichotomy where it's like, Alex, you don't think you're cursed necessarily, but then again, you don't know what's going on with you. But hey, if someone is willing to help you with a curse, maybe it will help, you know. And Suzanne, maybe this can be a way of looking into your own curse by looking into someone else's curse at the same time.
Because his response would more or less like be in that aspect of, okay, you know information about curses. I don't know jack shit about that. There has to be something here. I don't know if that's me, but this will help.
Yeah, there's probably some overlap of some sort.
There is, though. It's going to be fun because she'll be approaching it from the angle of Order of Yetta style curses versus Eldritch Being.
Well, and I think it's more interesting because since you're going into sin magic as one of your main magics, like that might have some interesting interactions with, like, because sin magic in a lot of ways can just affect people mentally in some very unique ways that is based on like the person's conceptual ideas of like greed and all that kind of stuff. And so this has some if anything, like linking properties, even if they're not similar afflictions, your magic might be uniquely capable of interacting with Alex's melody.
Okay.
So,
And I would say if
go ahead.
the key sense, I probably would have potential for your sensing Alex. Not, and I wouldn't have grasped it, but I have the potential for developing key.
Yeah, we have an
All
key
right.
character that you can definitely sense, I'm sure. But okay, so we have how you have all gotten together. Suzanne's character is trying to help you with this weird curse that you're going through. Booter's is connected to Suzanne's character, and Booter's character is kind of more interested in the world's going on. Alex, you have your own kind of pressure going on, and Alicia, you have this guy who's pitiable and you want to help, but you also have this kind of crippling addiction, like you need this medicine from this guy, something's wrong with you, kind of in the background going on. Devin's here. So Devin, would you like to tell us about your character?
Yes. Mine's not nearly as crazy though. Just I've been contemplating possibly of like minor nobility, but not nobility that has sufficient money. It's more of something like maybe a family member did something of note to gain it. He's a bit of a nerd, kind of like tries a little bit of everything, and particularly has gone down a rabbit hole of like following like hero stories and journeys and stuff, and may have happened across traces of some more of the forbidden knowledge that maybe wasn't extinguished. It's kind of the running thing I have right now, anyway.
Okay, well, Deluxe is unique in the aspect that of the many walled cities, it has probably one of the stronger persisting aristocracies that have lasted kind of into a more modern era. So there's definitely probably some aristocratic family that you could hail from. You said you found what kind of forbidden knowledge are you thinking?
Well, there's like trace ones, like I assume it's forbidden, but maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion. But he's come across a lot of like dead languages that he's kind of gotten the like little scraps and tidbits of.
Okay, like your family, for some reason, has like records and mentions of like elven language that doesn't seem to match up with anything that you know of in the world's history. And it's very tied to your lineage. But whenever you ask your family, your parents, you know, maybe even your grandparents if they're still alive, no one knows about this. It seems to be like really ancient in your family and seems to have been forgotten. So
And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead languages that he's come across that don't seem to necessarily interact with one another. And so, except for maybe 2, but that's because they're kind of heavily tied to Sylvan. But
okay,
I assume these would be forbidden knowledge, but maybe I'm wrong.
they would by the church to say so. So you can become fascinated by this, and that's all, you know, fine and dandy, yada yada. And you're a Deva Nephilim, correct?
Correct. Which has netted me some interesting, a little bit of summoning and a little bit of banish, weirdly enough.
So, an event between your character and Booter's character, where you see this guy in garb, LARPing, or at least what you would expect to be LARPing, with like elf ears. But you stare at him like just a second too long, and when you blink, you're almost like flashbanged by something. When you close your eyes more intently, you perceive like a vague outline of his body and his spirituality. Booter, what does your soul look like?
Oh man, I don't know. Is there a way to know? Are there certain specifications I should be filling, or do I just say anything?
You just make it whatever up you want.
What's your soul aesthetic?
I think at the moment, my soul is.
I want to do something really interesting. Roll for me the
Yeah.
appearance for your soul.
Oh, yeah, because I was thinking like my soul right now probably doesn't look how it's generally supposed to. A 6.
But 6 contrasted against a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that appear soul-wise?
It still looks like a person, right? That's the general rule of a soul.
I mean, maybe not.
Pretty much it's up to interpretation. You can make it look like a full humanoid being, or you could go full soul eater and just see a ball with like your face on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the consideration that you could do is like, maybe it's affected by nature, but also Sylvans have an inclination to light, so that could be a fun little thing.
Yeah, I think my soul right now looks like sort of like if a person were like made of light, but it's pretty dim at the moment. And because it's made of light, a lot of the features are like sort of blurred or smoothed out so that there's not a lot like as much distinguishing stuff on it, which sort of lessens his charm and physical appeal. But it gives off like a sort of withered feeling, like a plant, where it's clearly not in its best shape.
So maybe you can see, maybe you said blurred, but maybe we pull that back. Maybe you can see his general appearance, but it looks aged, weathered almost, or dehydrated even.
Oh yeah, my soul probably looks like a less distinct version of me, but if I was like 1,000 years old.
Also, how is your bond with your god represented in your soul?
Oh yeah. I think there's also you would see like that person of light, and then there's just like thin vines that are sort of growing around my soul's body that like sort of like climb up and off of my body to like just a little behind me before like disappearing into the void.
And
I see.
Devin, for you, this is an unnormal or abnormal sight. You've never seen anything like this before.
Hmm.
In this elven cosplayer you've seen on the street.
definitely there would be surprise, but goddamn, if he isn't like interested in what just happened.
So now, and it doesn't have to be the same day that you saw him. Maybe there's another chance of fate and you run into him again. But what's an event where you two, or maybe you two and Suzanne's character, kind of like come together?
I could see a couple avenues depending on people's ideas of their character, for sure.
Didn't you say Suzanne's character also knew a language that you wanted to know?
Oh, well, maybe. It is old Yetta, technically.
Because Suzanne's character's been in this city for like a while longer, right? You're not like brand new to the city.
I mean, I'm traveling with you, so I'm technically brand new to this city in particular, but I have enough knowledge of cities and civilization that I'm not a stranger to it.
Mm-hmm. Because I was thinking like you guys could know each other before meeting me or something if he like was looking for people to teach him languages. But if you're also brand new to this city, then probably not that.
I mean, appearance, maybe. Because the idea I had was keeping the acrobat look, but she has very, like, heavy Egyptian-style themes to her appearance, which don't fit the region. So she probably looks very out of place in terms of a lot of the people that live in this mining city. Where is that?
I mean, seeing two weird individuals, or weird for the area anyway, could spark interest for sure.
Well, like I said, these things don't have to necessarily be about interest or similar goals. It can just be an event happened, you know. Devin, you're running to school late, bread in your mouth, and you run into Booter's character and you look up and you know, it's something. It doesn't have to be anything other than just a twist of fate.
The roses bloom around me as I reach out for your hand.
I think that'd be also a fun bit because Suzanne, if we just haven't had the conversation of like, are you cursed? Are you cursed? Like, it's that moment of both like just looking at it, it's like, okay, this is a route we can like pursue. Because I'll say at least timeline wise, my boy, he had his whole very public snap like a month before the first session will happen. So like he's been hiring Alicia for like at like 2 weeks, basically. He's known this person. So it's like that this is a conversation we're 100% having later.
And something I want to say for this campaign as well. At the start, the game's going to be a little slow. Essentially, you're going to be living your lives until things start getting more and more dangerous or unhinged. So imagine if you're watching an anime with all these wacky characters getting together, you know, do the proper amount of time it's required to kind of build these relationships and the like. And of course we can do that after we start as well. I'm just saying that, like, give yourself enough seeds so that as the story progresses, you'll have a lot to work with later. But being back on Devin's character. So what's this event between at least Devin and Booter, if not Devin, Booter, and Suzanne?
I think after seeing your like soul, I guess, and it being like completely out of nowhere, not like really understanding what it means or whatever, he probably would have like try to look up something on it, but ultimately probably found like just hearsay or anything. And then there's kind of like a disappointment of like, well, I never know if I'll ever see that person again. And maybe even a while later, like runs or like sees you again, and I think he does introduce himself, but he tries to do it. Yeah, this would be very fitting. Tries to like act in a more like role play way, trying to like show interest in your interests.
You
but
going, this guy's a
completely
larper.
missing the mark.
This
Wait,
guy's a
wait, wait.
larper. I gotta meet him on his level.
I have a great idea. So Devin, you approach his character, and you attempt to like speak to him, but the way you do so is referenced by your family's old documents. Maybe you have some old like documents talking about like proper respect for like ancient elven lords or something like that. But the way he does this to you, Booter, almost matches your character's kind of mannerisms one for one. Like the way you speak, like you speak in the same kind of way, and he has this to the point where it throws you off because this is something you haven't seen in like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so hyper specific, like the types of gestures and mannerisms. It's not coincidence.
We're talking for like just having casual conversation between strangers, and all of a sudden I'm just like narrow my eyes, like, if it's not too rude of me to ask, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 20.
And Booter, I'm gonna really challenge you. I want you to try to alter how you speak in your mannerisms as a imagine elven paladin.
Mm-hmm.
In super out-of-date old-fashioned way. It's gonna be hard, but if you can do it, it'll be really fun. And plus, then you can work back and try to modernize.
I'm gonna put together a list after this call of stuff I have to keep track of when I'm talking.
Hey, I mean, I've done that for a lot of anime characters. I had a list of morality, like based on like what a character learned from the party. That dictated his entire moral framework.
It was very interesting reading how you learned from two very broken people.
I have it. Like I can easily find it again. Like it's in my desk.
Yeah. So the people who would talk to me like this, like back in the day, was that just like how everyone spoke, or would it be like how specific families of people spoke?
Very like aristocratically or very knightly even.
So I think I'm just like at first I'm taken aback that you're 20, and I'm like, okay, what else could it be? And then I just like, you wouldn't happen to be a descendant of one of these families? And I just like list off the like noble families that I know from back when this type of talking was common.
I can see that. I don't know. Would it be one of those situations where my family name would be dropped, or what do you think? Yeah.
Unlikely, considering you're a Nephilim Deva and a human, and if anything, it's more a mystery to you why your family might have these kind of documents. And your family seems to have documents of not just Sylvan, but other types as well. This is just one of many similar types of information that you have.
Perfect. No, I wouldn't say so. Why? Do you know many of the nobles around the city?
Not anymore.
Oh, a little bit of estranged.
like elbows. Elbows Booter's character.
Huh?
Give me a look. It's like, careful what you say.
I once knew a few nobles, but they are no longer with us.
Oh. How young does your character look, or how old does your
My
character
character at this point, he probably looks older because his stuff is fading. He probably looks like he could know like the previous generation or two. Like, he's probably like 50s ish.
looks 50s-ish?
A
Okay.
healthy 50s.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's 50, but he's fit.
Yeah, he's 50, but he jogs.
Yeah, he does CrossFit for sure.
He kind of like looks you over, is just like, "Oh, I'm sorry that your friends have passed away. Did you not bond with their families at all?"
Um,
I'm sorry, that's probably asking too much.
I'm like sweating a little.
There's like a curiousness that is like hammering at him, but at the same time, he's trying to be polite.
And you notice that this young man blinks at you abnormally long. Like, rather than the eye flutter, it's like a second.
Are you all right? Do you have like something with your eyes?
No. Maybe I'm just a little tired, I suppose. But I don't know. I just saw your armor, and I appreciate a good role play myself, so I figured I would come talk to you.
I look over at Suzanne's character. I just whisper like, role play.
It means to act out a story.
Oh, are you an actor?
Oh no. Well,
A thespian of
I mean,
sorts?
I've done a little bit of acting, but not like a tremendous amount or anything, I don't think. I wouldn't say that I'm great at it, but I could probably throw out a line or two. And he kind of like looks over to you, Suzanne, and is just like, "Oh, do you join in on his role playing as well?"
Yes, I'm. He relies on me for makeup. He believes I am far better at it than he is.
Honestly, having dabbled in it myself, I could say, yeah, I could see it being very hard, especially if you want to get like specific curvature of the face.
Mm-hmm. So yes, anyway, I LARP with him by helping him get into character more.
I see.
As much as I would love to have a full RP session, we do need to hurry. We do need to more even it out. Booter, you have an interest in the fact that he knows something about your people and something that you're curious of, because back in the day, you kind of left your people to go do your thing. And you never got the chance to really know what happened to them. You know, you spent like a few centuries just kind of like off in a mountain meditating about the spirits, and then you came back and suddenly the humans have taken over and everyone is gone. And Devin, there's something weird about this guy. The excessive blinking is because you can't help but look at him, especially when you're close, to see the details in his spirit and to see the abnormalities. The only person so far that you've seen that has these qualities. There's something special about him. We'll have to leave it at that for now, as we need to integrate Slug's character before old man Alicia has to go to bed.
Just been sitting here waiting.
So summoning. Is there a specific thing you want to summon thematically for your character?
Creatures with flight.
Okay.
I don't really know what Anima has to offer for that.
A lot.
But
Well,
they
to
have
be
to
fair,
have-
you can just make your own creature.
Whoa.
There's monster creation rules, so you can just make a level 3 monster, essentially.
Hmm.
So you can do whatever you want. It can be whatever you want. Is flight the only requirement that you have?
Yes.
Okay. And so are you learning the summoning and everything through this master, master of the guy who obliterated your femur kind of deal that we were talking about before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we can say that the summoning ceremony that you went through for like this creature that you would bind with a pact under the supervision of this master, who I hope you go into depth and flesh them out. You perform the ceremony at night on a very particular night with the right heavenly alignment to bind to you a creature that is, supposedly supposed to be like celestial and guardian-esque. But as you perform the ceremony and you summon the creature, abnormally time stops. And you summon a creature, a flying creature, that might be celestial. It's got a very strong, like, biblically accurate angel vibe.
Are we talking like the rings that have eyes on them?
It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but in that same line of like divine grotesqueness.
All right, Buddha, we're gonna be speaking this coming week. Buddha knows a shit ton about angels for whatever reason.
I had to look into it one time.
Dominion, virtues, chariot, thrones. Yeah, they're all fun.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's anime. You can adjust and fit it how you want. But let's just say that you summoned, in your perspective, a very fucked up looking angel. And time stopped, which is weird. Your master didn't tell you about this. And you make a pact with it. Your master can't give you guidance on this, isn't aware of what's going on. You think everything is going fine. What nonsensical and strange thing does it ask you for a pact? Something that's almost bizarre and somewhat difficult to do.
The hardest part about these questions for me is like, I'm an overthinker and I like to just think about many things before I decide on one.
I get that. The best way to kind of sort through that kind of thing is to say what comes to mind and refine. Because a more solid idea will probably be better than 50 phantasmal ideas that are like, oh, that might be interesting. And of course, you can always just start over. But in these packs, it can be like a bunch of minor services. Like, for instance, every time you summon this creature, you need to offer them like an apple. Or it can be one great service, like you must, you must sacrifice your firstborn child, or you must go and perform this pilgrimage. But what this creature asks you for is something bizarre. Something bizarre and that does not seem to bear logic. It can be, again, a bunch of small services, maybe one large service. So that's like the first thing that comes to mind. And anyone can jump in with like their own ideas to maybe help spark
My first
that
thought
flame.
is, it wants me to go on a quest for something esoteric. That doesn't have to be now, but it must be completed at some time in the future.
Okay.
It's like a really specific deadline.
I require a deep dish pizza from. Just kidding.
So in that vein then, you have a mission you have to do. Name for me. Okay. It requires you. It's asking you to ritually sacrifice some hyper-specific organ, and I'm not talking like a heart, a liver, like the heart of a sinner, or the liver of one adverse to cheese. Whatever. It's a weird eldritch angel. At a vague location. Something that your character would be willing to agree to. The heart of a child, probably not a good one, but like...
I need the thyroid gland of those who are left-handed and born in the month of September.
It can be something like a ring finger from one with two left hands. At the Spire of Nights.
For some reason, the location of where the trees speak to you calls out to me.
Okay, I like that. So, the location where the trees speak to you.
What do you say, Peter? No, we're not going to Vietnam. One thing I got to ritually sacrifice, Booter. Tell me.
I don't know, pituitary glands?
Go to the appendix.
It's a pituitary gland.
Yeah.
Makes it.
I think maybe my challenge for Booter's character was too much.
Huh?
Never mind. Okay, I got one. So, you must sacrifice the left eye of one who's seen God's design.
Uh-oh, Alex.
Hey,
Alex.
I don't know if it's a god. I don't know that. We don't want to start saying that because I didn't prove religion real.
Well,
Oh,
it's God's
me.
design. He's just saw a big eye in the sky.
There are people that
God
say
designed that eye.
that is legitimately one of the main forms of argumentation by evangelicals, that like if you look at the eye and how sophisticated it is designed, you can see the hand of God in it. I think it is funny if I am a possible criteria of sacrifice is also what I'm saying.
I mean, Devin's also making a decent point that you could look at it as me being part of God's design as someone who serves God, and Devin did just look at my soul.
That is a funnier thing if the reason your character, like, at least gets the first interest is that we all in some way apply to that.
Yeah. Like, well, that guy saw some God's eye in space or something, so he could be... This dude is literally part of God's design. He serves the God, but that guy saw his soul, which he could be the design himself, so that means he saw it.
I mean, yeah, Mr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, I don't have to know about his insanity that he saw something. It's just, he peers into space. Give me your left eye.
Yeah, because it is going to be a bit until he is comfortable dropping the story of this. He's hiding it. I don't trust you people. You could leak it right to the paper.
Yeah, you probably should write that down. Left eye of one who's seen God's design in the forest that speaks to you.
The land where the trees speak.
Or the land where the trees speak. You make it as fun and esoteric as you can. In addition to this, narratively, I'm going to give your angel unique abilities that you won't know about.
Based.
Okay.
There'll be some contextual narrative cues where some weird stuff can happen with your angel. So, that being said, you do the summon, and I'll let you choose. Like, you seal the pact, time goes back to normal. Does the angel then disappear? And your master is like, oh, that's strange. I didn't see anything happen, but I see you have that mark on you that indicates, you've made a pact. Or does he see this? And, that's part of your story now.
I'm thinking more honor sprint vibes, where like it's there. I can always see it, but it can choose to reveal itself to others.
Sure,
Wait
I
a
mean,
minute, you're just playing Cosmere again.
though under that stipulation, you still need to perform the proper summoning to bring it out, as per normal. Because essentially what happened with key summoning, the point is you make a pact, and then during combat, you can summon the creature. And that's kind of like their method. Because it's not a familiar. It's just a creature you have a summoned pack with.
Yeah. It could be more like it's projecting itself, and then for a bit, and then in combat, I'm temporarily pulling it to this plane.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying mechanically how it needs to work is you can't just be like, all right, become real now, Angel. You need to do your thing.
So like it always has its projection. I just pull it over when I need it.
Okay. The projection that's only visible to you, I'm assuming.
Unless it wants to be visible to others.
I would say you would need to actively summon it if you want to. Like, you have some property that needs to, like, bring it across.
Okay. Then only visible to me.
Okay. So you can
You
see it at any
also-
time unless you summon it. Then, of course, it's visible then.
You also have something only you can see.
Let's
We're
go.
the same.
I'm not crazy. You're not either. Unless
I'm
you
not
are.
crazy.
That didn't answer the question, though. So was it visible to your master at the time that you finished the pact, or was it, like, gone? But you have, like,
nope,
some symbol of
gone.
the pact? Okay. So then he and you consider this a normal thing.
Yep.
Do you tell your master what the pact is? Actually, no. Another stipulation of the pact is that you can't reveal this pact to anyone. There you go.
Okay. I was gonna say the exact same thing. So.
Okay, well, we're on the same page then. It's better because then the party can't know, and it becomes more fun.
And if I tell anyone, death.
Hey, Slug, I can't help but notice that whenever you're talking to any of us, you seem really fixated on our left eyes. What's that about?
I had a traumatic incident when I was younger, and so like I just can't look at right eyes.
Did a right eye kill your family or something?
What do you think happened to my leg?
Oh no.
You also have eye trauma.
You fucking insensitive motherfucker.
So this
Careful,
this
you can
presents
make
you an
them
interesting
irate.
opportunity. You can now take the damned to
Yeah.
disadvantage, where if you reveal your angel secret, you die.
Man, that one's so easy.
What do you mean
Yeah.
that one's so easy?
Just don't talk about it.
Yeah, but it's really important for her quest.
Yeah.
Like,
Just don't talk about
I-
it.
we
that's-
gotta
that's
go.
something I
We
can-
got.
It's not something I can just gently bring up to the party. It's like, hey guys, I need to talk about, need to get someone's eyeball and then go to the place where the trees talk to me.
Hey, bud, can I get your eye? I can't explain. I just need it. You need to trust me right here. Then you just
Yeah.
hold your hand out.
I only
or
need
like-
it for a little bit. I'll give it right
like-
back, probably.
Guys, we need to like take the second because like I made a deal a while ago and it's being pushed really hard. I need to go to a place, do a thing, and get a thing. Can you tell us at all? No. But like, help me, please. I guess, because we're your
Exactly.
friend. But like,
Would that be
what the
too
fuck are you
much? Because you're
talking
telling
about?
us that there is something that you have to do.
You cannot reveal the pact. It's not that you cannot reveal you have a pact in the first place.
Yeah,
Because then the master would have died immediately.
I would say, and I guess this is also just a dangerous part of the curse or the damned is you don't know exactly how far you can kind of cross that line. Saying a pact, probably not. It's more of like if enough percentage of the pact is implied by your speech, you will die.
What percentage?
You don't know.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Probably more than 50%.
I need to save the right eye of someone in a place where the trees are so fucking quiet.
I think that would kill you.
Yeah.
Because even a lie can tell more about what's being said. So you got to be careful. Granted, you don't have to take this disadvantage.
I might.
You
It's
can.
2
I'm giving you
crit
permission.
points.
I
It is-
will
it's a
kill
free-
you though if you slip.
It's
up.
a free 2-pointer, Cameron.
It's not free if you die.
It's free. I'm not gonna die.
I need to set free the site in the hollows that are jamming. There we go.
I think that would be safe.
That would kill me.
I think that's safe because what the fuck are you talking about, bro? That is a Jesse. What
I don't
the
think
fuck are
anyone
you
can
talking
infer
about?
what you just said.
Technically, you're revealing a lot, but if no one understands anything you just said, you haven't revealed anything.
That's fair.
God damn, it's all about perception now.
Yeah, I
understand me.
have to decide at any moment if you reveal too much, and then you will die.
Which we all know you can't kill our characters because you're too much of a coward. So I won't die.
Slug, I think you should once every session test it. You gotta push your luck.
Just-
start off at 0%, then go 1%, then 2%.
Yeah, the
No, you just
coward
gotta
move
say
of
something.
if I am looked at for 20 seconds, I'm dead. That is the thing for me. I got a actual Michael Myers DVD meter that fills. I fucking die because I only have 100 HP.
That's real rough, bud.
You just get to never talk about a funny eyeball in the forest or whatever.
Yeah, but also Saw could just die at any moment if she accidentally reveals too much.
See, that is the benefit. I at least have 20 seconds to change my environment.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have 20 seconds to undo what you said.
I say something, and then chains come out of nowhere, tie me up, and just fucking take me to hell.
It's bold of you to assume you're going to hell.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love the ominousness of that statement. Bold to assume you're going to hell.
Yeah, you wish you were going to hell.
Super hell?
Okay, so after this pact is made, the story breaks out that Bill Nye the Science Guy went mad saying something about the sky or the stars are watching me. Super big news, super public.
There is like a photo of him on a stretcher, like at night, being like taken out of his house, and he's freaking the fuck out.
Damn. Gotta take that dude's left eye. Shame. He donated enough money for me to get this wheelchair.
And funny enough, this happened the same night you made your pact.
Yo, I need that eyeball.
You'll have to catch me. You'll have to find me.
I mean, I guess I don't know where the place where the trees speak to me is. So I just gotta keep a close eye on him until I figure that part out.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you take the eyeball too early, it's gonna rot before you get there.
Exactly.
The biggest problem is like he just needs to climb a set of stairs and you're defeated.
True.
I do
Also-
I do regret to inform you, I do live on in a mansion with multiple levels, and that is not wheelchair friendly.
Hey, listen, I'm primary wheelchair user. I have crutches.
That's fair.
She wouldn't let herself go that far into this.
You'll have to catch me on a cold night because I don't sleep. Or soon I won't sleep. I need 40 minutes of sleep. Don't do anything in those 40 minutes of sleep, please.
I'll be spending those 40 minutes getting up the fucking stairs.
Your eyes close, all of a sudden you just ominously in the background on the stairs.
Thunk,
Yeah.
thunk, thunk. I'm also gonna say outright, I'm not explicitly making this directed at Alex's character.
Yeah, he's one of the candidates.
I think it is
It's
a very
complete-
fun story to tell if you enter the relationship thinking you will one day at least steal my eye. That's the lowest
Yeah.
level of this interaction. That opinion changes over time.
Exactly.
That is an
realize-
interesting story.
Yeah.
I
And
also
then I grow to like you and then desperately search for some other sucker to take their eyeball.
yeah, I like the implication that throughout the campaign you're gonna slowly realize how many of us might be matching the criteria.
So,
But it most likely is going to be putting us against the church, huh? In the Inquisition.
why would you say that?
Because, witnessing God's plan, church, they like gods and higher
Oh.
ups.
I mean,
And also, a lot of us are already against them by nature.
I'm taking the Pope's eyeball.
Whoa.
there's some interesting stuff about that, but I'll reveal that in session 1. Because that may make you consider some things.
Joke's on you. The Pope's seen God's designs? Yes, but every time he closes his left eye, so only his right eye has seen it. Therefore, invalid target.
Damn it! All right, I'm gonna go for a bishop.
Oh, they're fair game, yeah.
I can honestly say I can't wait for your mission here, Slug, because this is going to be a very difficult thing for you to figure out and parse out without being able to tell anyone any of it.
Yep.
Me, the scientist character who likes puzzles and would solve this for you if you told him. Like, he would really try.
Me, the naturey guy who literally lived outside of the cities for over 1,000 years and probably could go, oh, the place where trees speak? Yeah, I know like 3 places like that.
Yeah, I can't just go like, hey, do you know a place where trees speak to you? 'Cause I feel like that'll just kill me. I feel like Cam would make it so that kills me.
I can't wait to see you eventually coming to us and being like real cryptic, like trying to get a little information out of us without telling us anything. It's like, so trees, what are some like abnormal behaviors for them? I go, I don't know, just listing off a bunch of stuff. You keep pushing. I'm like, I don't know, I guess trees don't tend to talk. And you're like, oh, that's strange. Why would you say that? Where would that happen?
How close are any of you to God?
Just like out of my own morbid curiosity, have any of you seen a god?
Any of you guys?
No. Have you seen what God has done? What maybe they plan to do?
Do you guys have thoughts on your left eyeball?
I'm actually pretty attached to that one.
Just like hypothetically, have any of you guys seen God? Like the Christian God? Have you seen him?
So here's what I say. Honestly, you could probably ask Booter's character, like, do you know a forest where the trees speak to you? Your curse isn't like one sitting. It's not what you say at one time. It's the accumulated everything you've said to someone. Does that break the pact or not?
That's fair.
Which means this gives you a really fun element. You could theoretically ask different parts of your curse, as long as it's not too much, to individual people. As long as they don't talk to each other about it, you're safe. So you can parse some information out. You just, gotta be real careful.
I know, asking 1/3 of my question to 3 different people, and they all go talk to each other. And after that conversation, I'm just dead.
You come to us one by one.
Randomly ask me this weird ass question.
Yeah, you come to us one by one throughout a night. We wake up in the morning, meet for breakfast. Like, did Slug ask you guys some like weird stuff? Yeah, we were talking about this, and we had to go into this stuff. Oh,
I follow dead.
Keels over.
Slug, unrelated. Slug seems to be staying in the room quite a while. Should we go check on that?
Just find them in a pool of their own blood.
Multitude, you'd assume we'll find them.
Yeah.
Both of you to assume they'll still have blood. Okay, so one last bit. We do need to get everyone linked up. How do you try to approach Bill and I, the science guy?
Bill. Just kidding.
Our thing is he just now in like an insane asylum?
Come to my house.
After you get dragged out of your stretcher, or on your stretcher?
He's in the hospital for a few days.
He's had a mental break, but now he's fine.
It was probably
I'm
treated
good,
for like
man.
psychosis for a little bit and then was released.
It was some really intense stress, and like I wasn't taking care of myself properly, but after working out, like getting some better vitamins and like sleeping better, I'm good. Trust me.
Getting some vitamins, working out, heavily lying to my doctor.
Heavily lying.
Listen, they never asked me if everyone's looking at me all the time. They didn't ask me if eyeballs appear in places and stare me down every day. So I just didn't offer up that information.
sure that one well-meaning doctor almost killed me by looking at me for a little too long, but
That is also a reason why he wanted out of there so fast, is because he's in public and he needs to get the fuck back home in isolation so he doesn't die.
All right, so hear me out. So I made that little like joke lore drop earlier of you like single-handedly paid for my wheelchair when the incident happened because whole like citywide quote-unquote GoFundMe. I could be showing up real late to be like, man, I just want to check up on the dude. You made my life easier. I want to give you just a nice thank you.
And he would 100% greet that graciously, and the back of his head be, what the fuck is she talking about? Because it was purely a tax benefit write-off that his accountant did. But he's not going to say that because then he's a dickhead. So he's opened the door for social interaction.
Yeah, he's not going to say that because then he'll sound like a dickhead. And also, she believes that she owes him one.
That too. That's another benefit. I'll say, like, Dr. Benjamin Hawthorne is my attempt at making an evil wizard, which is morally gray, kind of a scumbag, but he's really nice. And, like, really chipper and really good at talking to people.
Yeah, so
I have an input that you can take or leave. I think this would be a very interesting, almost sinister in. That's almost guaranteed. What if you told him when you were like, "Hey, I wanted to come check up on you," and then he let you in. You guys chatted. He's being very cordial, and then you just kind of say outright like, "I saw something in the sky the same night you did." A lie, but maybe enough to get him interested.
probably would say that.
I think this is a good pivot, actually, for the character. I really like this, because based on the timeline, how long he's been dealing with this, I can also see this being fresh out of when he comes back from the hospital.
Yeah, first day you come back from the hospital, I'm on your doorstep.
Yeah. And so what that's done, the moment your character's like, I saw something in the sky the same time you did, he like stops, freezes a moment, and just goes, yes! Like just jumping around, like full pumping his arm, because like, I'm not crazy! And he just starts yelling that, like going, like rambling, ranting, excited, because he's almost convinced himself that he is broken. Like he broke something, and now you, a secondary witness to this. And he'd get you to have like some extra little details, like even if you make it up. Now you've proven that something happened, so he can prove it. He can find more evidence, and that's what spurred him to start becoming really obsessed in like his idea of figuring out the fuck it is.
Oh no!
I can't wait for you to steal his eye, but he's not even upset about that. He's just upset that you lied to him. He's like, I thought we were in it together.
And I would say as well, like, again, we were talking kind of biblically accurate angel before. Usually a motif of many, many eyes. So maybe tangentially linked. You could even describe to him your angel, because nothing in your pack mentions hiding the angel's presence from anyone, and he will see it. And that would assuredly hook him.
I saw something in the sky last night. Summons my thing.
He would, I think, viscerally hate your summon.
I wouldn't actually summon. I'm just doing it as a funny.
Yeah, no, I get you. I think he would hate your summon, because until it is like proven to him that this thing won't occasionally spawn the thing in the sky's eyeball and start peering at him, because there's so many candidates.
Yeah,
it has the pick of the litter.
Now, because of Slug's lie, as far as you're concerned, this angel is connected to that eye.
They are linked in some way. That's like, because his thing is like, it didn't come down in a bubble, Doug. It didn't come down in there. I see it. It's right there looking at me. But if it's connected, he probably also won't like it, but he'll be like, okay, sure.
But that would validate what she's saying.
Exactly.
And
Because
you'd
the
have
most
no
he would
reason to
ask you
doubt.
is, he'd ask you for like some form of confirmation than this. Like some form of something that if that was true, only you would know. Or like would be able to tell him.
To be fair, you were there the same night looking at the sky doing your ceremony, so you would probably be able to tell him what constellation was out because that was part of the ceremony.
It's true. I don't know. If we having the real world constellations,
I mean, kind of. You can make stuff up.
that's
I
fair.
will say
We have
for-
real world zodiacs.
This is really funny because one of the books that I have ideas like of the 3 big bestsellers for Dr. Hawthorne is what's the deal with zodiacs? Because it's a book about like how astrology is bullshit, like how the stars in the sky don't mean anything, like a pure for like the average reader type thing. So like that's just extra funny, the extra linking there.
Something. There's this. I remember hearing something about like a 13th zodiac far back, not far back, but a while ago.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
13th.
Ophiuchus? Ophiuchus.
The Serpent Bearer.
Yeah.
I think it's like Orpheus.
There's definitely
Yeah.
no R in there. I'm looking at it right now.
It's cause it's like kind of like slightly above and in between 2 other zodiacs. And also something that like this is the other thing that's like legit about how astrology is kind of weird. Because our Earth is like tilted on its axis and like changed exactly how it orbits, the zodiacs that were originally made as that concept aren't the same ones that we have now. And I think it used to be considered part of it, but it's not anymore because it doesn't line up with like how we kind of determine the zodiacs. Because like we have that slight shift of our direct north because the North Star is shifting like where it is in the sky because our tilt is changing.
But yeah, you could name it the 13th zodiac. I think that's thematic and very Anima.
Ophiuchus.
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 I'm sure there. Let's see.
Fijucus? That's what the Wikipedia is saying.
Yeah, Ophiuchus.
I just gotta share this video I found. I like how he says it. It's so like soft.
Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus. Something funny was going up, yeah, with Ophiuchus that night. Right, that's what I was
Yes.
deciding. Yeah.
That you told him, like, he was asking, like, just for some confirmation. The scientist and him can't help but like verify. You properly describe like the proper orientation, and you had an abnormal amount of knowledge about the position of the stars that night because again it was important for the summoning ritual anyway. So.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably something that he would have been thinking about even if that wasn't his intent, looking at the stars that night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. That's a good connection. Now, before Grandma takes her pills and goes to bed, I have some questions I want you guys to consider for your characters. for the game. These are some kind of like sounding questions that you should consider for your characters. First, yes.
I'm sorry, never mind. I'm a child. It's okay.
Slug's laughing because you said sounding.
Sounding is a proper term as well.
It's also one where a dude sticks a things in his urethra.
Yes, I'm aware.
Both are funny. It's just that's just the Evantris clip, if y'all have seen that one. Which is the like chuckling that Mikey's laughing at slow release on your faces.
First and foremost, characters and narratives and stories are special. Even the most normal person who is a protagonist in a story is special in some way. Even if it's not by birth, there's some quality to them that makes them rise above everyone else. What is this? And it's not, even if it is something like birth, even if it's something like talent, just because someone's talented doesn't mean they do anything with it. And there's some very untalented people who become very famous. What personality or drive sets your character apart from a standard person? How is your character different than a normal person? The second question I want you guys to consider is a narrative is only driven by the fact that the characters in the story have some need that needs to be fulfilled, that is important to who they are or what they do. What is important enough in your character's life or goals or whatever that would make them a protagonist in a story? And last but not least, one final question to consider for yourselves. A character's goal is rarely the sum of who they are through the story. Any character you could look at is not purely about their goal. They have to have some kind of struggle, some kind of thing they have to overcome in order to achieve